dai. Tombopfeka. As my generals vari kutora nyika vachitonga. Vanenge vane mandebvu akadai. Unfortunately, handimere ndebvu. Anzi dhiriwo rairo vanogara mudhiriwo, dhiriwo rarembanje. Gara mudhiriwo, dhiriwo rairo vanogara mudhiriwo, dhiriwo rarembanje. Gara mudhiriwo, dhiriwo ravakomana. Dhiriwo rarembanje vanogara mudhiriwo, vakomana vanogara mudhiriwo. Dhiriwo rarembanje vanogara mudhiriwo, musatambe navo vanogara mudhiriwo, dhiriwo rarembanje. Dhiriwo ravakomana. Atete QD, welcome. Clement Moyo, how are you? We are continuing with the serializing issues about the Zimbabwe police. I understand people wants to know what's happening with the comrade Bombshell Geza and what is really happening to Nyoka Mabunu. People are eager and waiting to hear about that. Toto Tai, how are you? Is Chaka Simba, Zurufamba Remono, my Batsrai Chengo Shapiro, and Dakanaka Mono, my Shakespeare, Musarano Zurudi, Diriora Vakomana, Diriora Rembanje, Vano Garam Dirio, Vakomana, Vano Garam Dirio, Diriora Rembanje. No garam diriwo ravakomana. Right, guys, today we are hosting our hosts. We had that host yesterday, Romancia Soko, Constable Soko, former Constable of Zimbabwe Republic Police, Constable Soko. We had a nice chat yesterday because Zimbabweans, they don't understand what the police officers are told. Especially when we are towards elections, a lot of things happen. People blame the police. You see the police brutalizing people on the streets. As happy Budi, happy host today, she is coming. I'm trying to bring her tonight. You know, the problem, she's a married woman and she has got children. I've discovered yesterday that she has got a baby. A little baby, so bringing it at 8 o'clock, it was not good time to bring her because let me see, something is the color maybe. So yesterday I tried to bring her early. We couldn't bring her early, and I think today she's also coming. We've got certain issues that we want to understand. And a lot of people on YouTube, this has been uploaded. Yesterday's presentation was uploaded on YouTube, where a lot of people, I've noted on the people who commented on this platform, on the YouTube platform, there is this lady we call Josephine Jenge. Those of you who are old enough, Chirikura, how are you? Who are old enough to remember ZBC, former ZBC employee, Josephine Jenge. I'll be hosting this lady tomorrow. We are hosting a lot of people as we go on. Eventually, we will host the president of the opposition on. President Nelson Chamisa will eventually be hosted here, but I need, at the moment, I'm looking at crucial people who help us clarify certain behaviors of our security forces, certain behaviors of why the ZBC, Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, behaves like a ZANU-PF mouthpiece, like a ZANU-PF propaganda machine. Why do the Zimbabwe Republic Police divert from their role of protecting human rights to become abusers of human rights themselves? A lot of people wondered why our police force behaves this way. So the answers, you got most of the answers yesterday from none other than Constable, former Constable Romancia, Chiomba, Soko, who came here to give us an insight into the Zimbabwe Republic Police. What is it? What is police? So tonight we are hosting her again so that we touch a lot on the human rights abuses and the roles of a police. Is the Zimbabwe Republic Police's role to brutalize Zimbabwe citizens? And what do police officers do under such situations? So we have Darayu, how are you? Desire, how are you? So I've seen on YouTube comments from Josephine Genje, a former ZBC employee. I've tried to reach Josephine to say, look, can I have you tomorrow? I am following those human rights activists, particularly those in the United Kingdom, who leaves the comfort of their televisions, the comfort of their houses, to go out in the cold and demonstrate so that Zimbabwe issues are highlighted internationally. Let me say, you have now seen the work that was done by Romancia, Chiomba, Soko, former ZRP Constable, who's in the United Kingdom, and this lady we call Josephine Genje, who also worked in the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation. Edika Swanda, how are you? So they have done freedom walks in the United Kingdom protesting the incarceration of Blessed Mhlanga. And I understand you have seen the fruits today, where Blessed Mhlanga has been granted 500 bail and freed from Harare remand after spending 72 days without trial. So most of the people who did that, who protested or who highlighted Blessed Mhlanga's issue to the world, is none other than these two ladies I am trying to bring here live on Facebook, so that they can talk, we can discuss about this. Josephine Genje and Romancia Chiomba Soko, a former police ZRP constable who has participated in freedom marches in the United Kingdom, protesting about the unfair incarceration of Blessed Mhlanga, a journalist. And we have, and especially Josephine used to say, Mkoma Yuda, journalism is not a crime. I am a journalist. This is what she told me. I am a journalist. Journalism is not a crime. So I've got right guys join us. She called me, she invited a lot of people to come and walk for 13 miles. The lady walks with she walks with this madondoro, aiding her to walk. She walked for 13 miles. He wasn't even to be in Chikurubi. Hey, that's exactly Mkoma John Chishan. He was not meant to be there. He did not commit any crime. Instead, journalism is not a crime. Abel Hindi, welcome home, Blessed Mhlanga. Dara, yes. So Dara is back after a lot of protests in the United Kingdom. People were planning to go. Auxilia Mnangagwa is coming to the UK. And the people were planning to go and block Auxilia Mnangagwa from speaking in this country. Hello. Oh, our guest is here. Thank you so much. Can I try to bring our guests to join us? I've sent you a request, former Constable Soko. So I've sent you a request. Can you please accept my request? People of Zimbabwe are waiting for you. First of all, people of Zimbabwe, here is our guest, ladies and gentlemen, a lady who has taken it upon herself to tell us exactly what happens in the police force. I used to come here alone telling you what happens in the prison services. You all understand, you all know. And now we are lucky to have a former constable in the Zimbabwe Republic Police who is here tonight. Atete Romancia, can I request you to be on the center of your camera? People would want to see you, and I would want you to meet the audience here. We've got 50 people watching tonight, and the numbers might soar as we continue to discuss. Can you be on the center of the camera so that the audience can have a look at you? Okay. She's a married woman. I'm sorry, guys, to say she's married, and she's one of the most brave police officers to come open to say, look, I need former police officers to come open to say, look, let me tell you guys what was happening during our time in the service. We have got a lot of people who retired, some who were sacked from the force, but we have never seen anyone coming live like this, telling us what is the police doing. We are focusing much on human rights. We know we are humans. We are born with certain rights that cannot be withdrawn by anyone. Karukumashure, makabereka ka baby. I didn't know you've got a baby until yesterday. I heard you telling muda uno mbukapa mbichalo ndikambo mwamkaka. I'm not sure people are not seeing your face. We are seeing the baby's face. Blessed the baby. Hanzi ngavabude pachena. Hanzi budai pachena vanhu vanoda kunyatsokuona. Camera yenyu I think iri pazasi mbichana imimi makapfurira camera. People can't see you. I'm seeing you today, yesterday, and so before we begin, man, like complain and Nezuro Ziganzi, Inina was dominating the show. You are now upside down.
I'm trying to fix this. I'm not and is it like something?
You are now upside down. And Suzor Zurubofamba say you are now upside down. Can you turn your camera? Maybe you get upside down your camera itself, you will be upright. Yeah, if you do that, keep going, keep rotating it. Right. Now it needs to go a bit higher so that you can be clearly seen.
Right. I'm trying in detail with. Look, camera.
You are now upside down again.
And this is joining zero.
I like your stories, Mkoma Yuda. Thank you so much. You are upside down.
Can I drop and come again?
Turn your camera. Turn your phone. Turn your phone.
I'm tired of rotating.
What you do is, what type of phone are you using? Is it an iPhone or a Samsung?
iPhone.
Yeah, if you swipe it, then there is this lock what? If you swipe it, you lock your portrait, then you turn your camera, it doesn't move. If you swipe it down like this, panobuda kanenge round so if you click it kakaita red kana iPhone kanobva kaloka. So if you rotate your phone, it doesn't rotate the camera. Did you lock it?
No, in Ndoda kutry. I ndoda kubuda sembudiro wakaitewo pa camera yako. Look what I'm saying.
Right now you are upside down. And you are the other way around.
I'm trying but inside upside down. I don't know.
Are you okay like this? If you're okay like this, that's fine.
I am not okay.
But when I'm upside down, I'm not upside down. I don't know.
The Gandhi wood and the joke. This be said. This
all right, I will remove you then. Motor set up, then more send a request. I'm trying to I'm going say remove guests. Right, I've removed the guests. I'm sure she's having a problem trying to position herself with the gadget. iPhone ka mapurisa ka mapurisa also ichokwadi here kuti maipa vana kunaka mauniform kuti varove vanhu mutown. She confessed it yesterday. Yes, she said yesterday that ZRP youth were given police uniforms to go and attack opposition people when they demonstrate. So those people we used to see in the streets brutalizing people wearing police uniform were not police officers. They were youth, ZRP youth, who were given uniform to wear and to go and attack the general public. So a lot of comments here from yesterday's presentation. There is a woman known as Elizabeth Marunda who thanked Constable Soko, saying, "Thank you, Constable Soko, please mutiudze mabuku kuti zvakafamba sei panaita idzamara tinogona kusvika ikoko," because a lot of police officers now coming out open to talk openly about what happening. But the first brave ex-police officer is Romancia Soko. You have heard here, you have seen here. She came live on Facebook, and today she has got a baby behind. I so love the kids, you understand? So as kind of introduction song kakuna kids that reminds me of Kumusha. Inidadzoka Kumusha, Inidadzoka Tambanuzai Maoko, Inidadzoka. That was an introduction song to our presentation yesterday, preparing for people to join us to hear what the police, Zimbabwe Republic Police, do when it comes to election time, where they brutalize the citizens of people, the citizens of a country. Anzi na Mackenzie Muzengi, we want to hear from the lead. People were complaining that I was talking too much yesterday instead of giving our guests time. But remember, I had to ask, I invited this lad to join us. I persuaded her to join us. So I was the person who was supposed to ask questions that can clarify certain issues that I've said before, which the people were denying. Those in the CIOs, in the police force who are still serving, who are sent on this platform, they used to deny, hey, you are lying. Hey, there were no police officers who were deployed to do this. There were no youth who were given police uniform. This you heard it yesterday from former Constable Soko that yes, police uniforms were issued to ZRP youth to brutalize innocent people, the people that the police force must protect. It went on to brutalize them. So who will police the police? And the high beautiful Soko and Dumiso Dukes Malax. And I mean, a lot of comments here. I'm not going to dwell on these comments on YouTube, but we want our guest Soko to join us. I've sent an invitation to her so she can join us. So tonight we are talking about the roles of police, the role of police in protection of human rights. This is what we want to understand. I understand Constable Soko let me still call a Constable Soko. Constable Soko is involved heavily in the issues of human rights. When I asked yesterday why she chose to involve herself to protect the rights of Zimbabweans, she said what she saw was pathetic during the time she was in the police force. So it's time now to say it out from the horse's mouth, from her who was in the police force, to say it out to the crowd, to the people, to the audience, to the population, to the whole world to understand that is Zimbabwe police is not what you see. It is not the police force you know, which is supposed to be protecting the people of a country, but these have become abusers of Zimbabwe rights or human rights. So ensuring, ladies and gentlemen, the safety and the life, the safety of the life and the property of citizens is one of the basic responsibilities of the government in all societies. Even if you go to Britain, if you come to Britain, if you go to Zimbabwe, if you go to South Africa, if you go to Botswana, any country you go on this earth, that country, if it has got a government, the government ensures the safety of life, ensures the safety of property. So how do they do it to ensure the safety of life and property of the societies? How do they do it? It is done by establishing and maintaining an efficient and effective police force. When a government establish and maintain an efficient and effective police force, then that government can ensure safety of life and safety of property. These are the things that we talk on a daily basis. These are the things that we discuss, because the government should provide a feeling of security to its citizens. Is it the same that we see when we meet Zimbabwe police officers? Do we feel secure under their watch as citizens of a country? Do we feel secure? Because in exercising proper control and superintendence over the police, holding them accountable for the various acts of commission and omission, and bringing them close to the community, therefore become issues of utmost importance in a democratic society. So in a democratic society, let's see our guests. Our guest, I think, is ready. Let me see if we can bring her instantly, because people are really willing to hear from her. I need to bring her. Drop a hand. So let's see our guest. What is our guest? Romancia, Soko. People are really eager to know. People are waiting for this lady. Right, I'm adding back our guest. Remember, I've said in exercising proper control and superintendence over the police, holding the police accountable for the various acts of commission and omission, and bringing them close to the community, therefore becomes an issue of utmost importance in a democratic country. Welcome, Ms. Chiomba. Welcome back.
Nda kumbovunza why ninchibuda ndakapidiguka asi munenge mune masupporters eArsenal akatsamwa kuti adyiwe asira kuti pidigurira
yaro Arsenal
yabhugwa
ndakavataura ndikati uyai kuLiverpool siyana ine zvana Arsenal munoita BP kutushuka moyo ndakavaudza kuti uyai kuLiverpool you never walk alone you know.
Arsenal vakafarisa pavakarowa Real Madrid vakaona kunge vatora mukombe. Sorry.
I'm so sorry to Arsenal fans who are here. Nematambudzikoi. So let's quickly get into the business. I was saying the purpose of a police force is to ensure the safety of the life and the property of citizens and citizens. This is one of the basic responsibilities of the government in all societies. It is by establishing and maintaining an efficient and effective police force that the government provides a feeling of security to its citizens. So I'm looking at that statement that I put down in notes. If we look at the Zimbabwe police force, we are going straight into, because people knows you now. We did an introduction yesterday, and I'm glad you agreed to come back because people were waiting for you. They wanted to hear more. Yesterday you left, but you left people hanging. They wanted to hear more, and people were crying. Can you bring former Constable Soko again, please? So you are back here by public demand because you are one of the bravest police officers, ex-police officers that we have in our country. If most of them, when they retire, they say, hey, we are bound by the oath we signed. We cannot divulge anything that we learned on the course of our duty. But we are concerned with the human rights. Whatever you learned during the course of your training or duty, but if it is against the rights of a people who were born with those rights, it is now your duty again to uphold those rights and say it out that this is wrong. So the people of Zimbabwe are so happy about what you said yesterday, the reason why they brought you. I think the way you are looking at the television. Right. So, I can't see their comment. Mama Soko.
I'm not seeing the comments either. That's why I'm saying I don't know. That's what did join it say this live.
Yeah, today the way it is like and
this the way it is because
yeah, but at least I'm seeing you. Yesterday I didn't see you.
Yeah.
At least I can see you. Although I think you must be able to read the comments from there.
And this woman
something's not right, I think, with your phone or with my phone. Maybe it's because today we are landscape. Yesterday we were portrait. Today we are landscape like this. Unfortunately, we can't go out again because you are not easy to get hold of. You are expensive to get hold of, so I'm not allowing you to leave the platform whilst you still have a lot to say. People, yesterday, people almost beat me up here to say, look, where is the person who was talking sense here? And the people were not happy because I was like dominating the conversation. But during introduction, I said, guys, I've brought one of the human rights defenders who happens now to be in the United Kingdom. She used to do the human rights defending when she was in the police force, protecting those who were being arrested, who were being brutalized, who were being tortured. So we are lucky to have that type of a police officer in our services. So we have got here, we have got here, so we are lucky. Saka nezuro ndaive ndine questions akawanda andaida kubvunza kuna madam kuti madam ko zvakati zvezvataingonzwa zvakati zvezvataingonzwa so that she clarifies and she did exactly what I expected her to do yesterday. Saka today also I'm going to ask questions because a lot of questions came up, but when she had left, no one could answer those questions. So, madam, coming to you tonight, right? Do you think citizens of a country like Zimbabwe, when they see police officers, do they have this sense of security or feeling of security of being protected by the Zimbabwe Republic Police? Do you think so?
Yeah.
Why do you say so?
Because I would say, like, most of the times when the police officers will be doing those patrols, you'll be like, today we won't have anyone breaking into our homes. You don't have anyone like doing something silly out there because there will be police officers outside patrolling, doing their job. For that moment, you'll be safe.
Okay.
You know.
And remember, there was one question that came when you left. It was a question about human rights abuses from the police. Then a lot of videos have been posted. I think you have seen them on social media, where police officers were beating up suspects. There is one video that I still remember. This suspect was on the floor, on the ground. As musadaro isu taivaona hedu hazvaionekwa saka I saw that video. Police officers vanga vane mazizhamu, so they were beating, exchanging kwachirova munhu. Did you ever see that video?
Video rakapostwa rini?
I think it's a long time ago, where a suspect was on the floor and the police took turns to bludgeon him, to bludgeon the suspect with his mboma, so vachirova.
Gara chokwadi vanhu vanombotiburiwa.
Alright, so yeah.
But I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen the video though, but I'm trying to think because the only video I saw, I think there was like I think it was in Harare, something like people like police officers like yeah, I think they were fighting with the vendors, this and that. Nah, I think that's the video I saw recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Where they were beating up women who were seated on the
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That at MDC or Harvest House, where people were attacked by the police. So, looking at the duties and the roles of a police, but your roles, I understand, is to protect human rights.
Yep.
And the role of the police as well is to maintain law and order in a country.
Mm-hmm.
These two things, human rights and law and order in a country, they are things that you are trained during your training. Is it so? Are you trained human rights protection?
We're trained everything. We were going to classes. You learn, you write some exams. We were trained everything.
Oh, you write exams to say, look, what type of exams are they?
You know, there are many subjects you'll be learning. You'll be learning all those things you'll be doing in police. Like when you're out as a police, you have to learn those things.
So where does this now, this idea of brutalizing citizens, where does it come from in the police officers? Where does it come from? If they are taught human rights in training depot, where does it come from?
I think that mentality, like when you are at the training depot, you know you are going through a lot. You'll be beaten, you'll be tortured, they'll do everything they can do. Like you'll be like asking yourself, am I an animal or a human being? And think that mentality, people like when they go out of the depot now, you are now stationed somewhere. They will take whatever was happening at the depot they want to do to other people.
All right. So you are saying the syllabus in training depot is the one that bestialize people to say, look, when you leave training depot, you'll be like a beast. To say, when I meet my first suspect, I'll blush you on that person.
You know what? When you are trained and then they're doing all those sort of things, you know, they will be saying, hana, like, yeah, hana, yeah, like, even if you're out there and then you can say, now I'm paying first, like, like, look at myself. If this girl, is she not afraid? You know, that's what they were saying. But the mistake in Zoitika is to Hana Zembava. I don't know what in those cheating with Simbiso and my Hana Zembava. There are some of the skills we learn for us to protect ourselves as police officers. Because, you know, like, it's not easy, like, to go and arrest someone you know is violent. There are people who are violent, to say the truth. I was once beaten in my hand.
Really?
Yeah, but a man, you know. So, and then I lost my watch at the like. So, like, if I was alone, I wasn't going to arrest that man. Because I was with two guys at the same time, two, like, the male police officers who went to that, you know, we're going to arrest someone there. And then the guy, like, he was resisting. You know, the way they do, people like, no, you can't do this. And then for us, it was not like you are going to move. Like, we say, yeah, let's go. You can walk on your own, because we know the guy, if you just say walk on your own, you'll be running after him. You just run away. So I wanted to, like, handcuff the guy, but it wasn't easy. So the boys was like, okay, we'll hold him. Soko, put on the cuffs. By the time I was like, the guy I got twisted and I'm going on in Kaparoko. But it wasn't like something deep, you know. But like, sometimes they'll be saying for you, if you go out there, you need to be like, whatever comes my way, I have to stand, I have to defend myself.
So you mean your rights as well as a police officer should be respected by the society?
Yeah, the society has to respect us. But there is no respect between the police officers and, like, the people, the society. That's why there is no respect.
Because you are a product of the society as well.
Yeah.
You are a police woman or a policeman, and you should be displaying these characteristics from the society as well, to say, look, I've got characteristics of my society. Looking at the quality of policing in our country, especially in Zimbabwe, looking at the quality of policing today, can we say that type of policing is adequate or sufficient for protecting civil life or civilian life in a society? The quality of policing that we have today. I've shown you some videos. Sorry, I didn't show you, but I've highlighted to you a video of a suspect I saw being bludgeoned by police officers, and a video that you saw as well of maybe they were supporting, but supporting it, they don't wear brown shoes. That's where I queried. I even queried that supporting it do not wear brown shoes. They wear black shoes. So I think the black boots. But when ndakaona along Nelson Mandela Avenue near Harvest House, bludgeoning people wearing brown boots. And you remember yesterday when someone was asking that, is it true for police officers for youth militias and ZANU-PF youth to be given uniform, which you stated, yes, they got some uniforms to blush on people. So my conclusion after that, it was, yes, those were youth militias, not police officers. Because here you have stated that you are trained in human rights as a police officer, and you are police, Zimbabwean police are a trained force. They are a trained force. Looking at your training, is there anywhere where you think this training shapes the brutality of police? I understand you said it before, but you said their syllabuses, different syllabuses. Is there any other syllabus that you think this syllabus is not proper and the police commissioner general must look at it, review it, or disband it?
Yeah, I can say that because I still remember ndakarowerwa zita. There has to be asked, what's your name? Then I will be like, recruit constable Soko. Then I was like, no, your name. Then I said Romancia. The Garo Rasterons, you are not here to do romantic things. Who does a romance pan? So you'll be asking yourself, like, you said you want my real name. Now I'm telling you my name. Now you are just like hitting me for no reason because I've told you my name. Then there are some of the things, yeah, I can say they say you need to go through a lot of things for you to, like that thing they say, hey, kusimbisa hana, whatever, but some of things that are not necessary for training, to say the truth. Some of things are not necessary. That's why you see police officers who take whatever was happening whenever they're in Morris Depot there or at Coin, they will take those things and then they will do them to to the suspects. Whenever someone is getting arrested, you'll be like, okay, so
it means this is a serious situation that requires urgent attention from whoever is leading the police now. And also it reviews these gross inadequacies in the training of our police officers. So that's what it shows, isn't it?
Yeah, because I believe yeah, we can go through those things like it would simba police, so you have like if I have to go through these things, I can go. Unaona karate that kuchipurisa on a train. I did karate police right? It's okay. That's a way of trying to protect yourself, because there are not all people outside there who will be friendly with you. You go to someone and then will be like, no, my guy, you're under arrest. And then someone will be like Madam Murgushitisa, then that person want to fight you. Maybe you want to protect yourself. But there are other things that you need to talk to police. People who take those things. Honestly, someone imagine utora mbuya zvawo county like winti rakaka uzvimbirwa nemasesi. Then that guy is behind like kucounter kwe asati aendeswa kuma cells. Then you'll be like, my guy, hands down, nemusoro down, makumbo mudenga. Otanga uda kurutsa zvimasese yarutsa wakumuti ndo arutsa clean, you know. Obvious ana kuzvijaira nyangwe isusu kacho taizvitisa, you know that thing is not easy. Udorutsa ukaita ngochafa, you know. But those police officers will always take those things kuti handitainzi tikunosimbisa hana, saka whatever I want to do with the person, I will do that.
So generally
nini panimwe mupurisa akambodzipwa, I'm not going to mention his name, akambodzipwa vaenda unosunga munhu, akadzipwa mweya kuenda chaizvo, svikira esa kuchipatara pakaroi district hospital pai adzipwa neuyu nemusungwa. And then if you ask me what happened to that musungwa, I won't say a lot, but what I know is kuti musu akaendeswa kukoti musungwa, PP akangoti, can you take this guy to the hospital and then bring another day?
He was brutalized.
Yeah. Ngodzimirwako magetsi mukarumu kari kuseri kai unobuda imomomo unozvibvunza kuti tese vanokudza kuti kuenda kukoti unoudza kuti warumwa nemago. Saka handizivi kuti mago acho anenge achipima kutanga musoro here nokudzika kumakombo.
Because I remember myself, I don't want to refer to other people, myself, when I was handed over to law and order at Harare Central Police Station after spending about 6 days being brutalized by the CIOs. By the way, I was heavily tortured. I lost my hearing. I lost my teeth. I wear dentures. I don't want people to see my gaps here. But but what I'm saying is, when I was handed over to law and order in Harare, there was this officer in charge there who was in charge of law and order, Enzi Makedenge.
Okay.
That Makedenge, instead, I feel a pit for me. He stripped me naked to law and order Harare, then tied me on a metal chair. You know that? Ipapa ndakafunga maybe ndikuiswa pa chair ndaingonzwa kuti electrocutwa vanhu ndikati nhasi ndazoenda manje. But what they were asking me, I couldn't hear them. Because nzeve dzangu dzanga dzafa, mazino anga akatsemuka ndichibuda ropa ndakazvimba kudai. Saka I couldn't even hear what they were saying. But ndakabviswa hembe kwaitonhora mamurumuna June. I was tied to that metal chair nemahandcuffs kudai ndisungirwa pachair pabhozi vanga vakaudzwa navo nekuprison zvikanzi uyo anodzosera. Ndozvandaifira, hanzi uyo anodzosera. Saka mototi handle with care. So looking at such brutality, when I came to UK, when I used to narrate all these stories, ndaichema because it was fresh still in my mind. So ndaigara ndingochema every day ndikapinda kunda pamubhedha kunorara. Ndanga ingori misodzi kuti saka ndatove matsa handichanzwi. Handichakwanisi kudya mabhonzi. Bhonzi ndofarira kutsenga mabhonzi echikeni. Chikeni handi nyama yayo, ndoda bhonzo. Saka zvakundirwadza. I can't afford now to chew that. I can't hear people talking. Sometimes when I walk in town, people say you are shouting. You see, saka at the end, kana ndiri pane vanhu ndinengori hambo ndakangonyarara, people hadi kutaurawo here, but ndechida kutaura, but problem ndeyekuti maybe I don't control my voice because handina nzeve. Saka I will be like shouting, people will say you're shouting. You understand? So looking at that police brutality, like what I went through myself, do you think could the population or the people in general in Zimbabwe, do they understand the nature of police work?
Like the other people, just citizens?
General citizens of Zimbabwe. Do you think they understand the nature of police work?
I think some understand, but some they don't.
Is there anything as police officers that you do to educate the population of the public to say, look, mukana mapurisa achinda kusunga vangokuita pat on the back kuti you're under arrest, don't resist? Do you?
Yeah, we do some campaigns. They do some campaigns. Those things I know will always be done. But problem in Zovapo is like I think some of the people like I will give you yourself as an example. With maybe what you have been through, you'll be asking yourself, do I have to trust the police? Do I have to trust police? If I see them, the police officers working there, do I have to trust them? Or maybe they are going to ask for a bribe, or they want to trick me to something else, Now, because then there are other people, they know that, like, for real, I was innocent in this case, but they framed me. Because there's another case I know where someone was framed. Like, kana munhu atsvagwa zvezvekuti watsvagisiswa uri kunetsa kubata, like we are playing hard to get. Every time when the police comes, like, oh, the guy anenge atoziva kuti muri kuuya munhu atorova pasi asisipo. Mukomana akazonobatwa paye parengi paye. Then unfortunately, you see, like other people, those who will be arrested for mbanje, right? Those things, they're being kept as exhibits most of the times, and then they will be like disposed, and there's no peace wa mbanje. But there are some of them zvingazopiswe mbanje idzodzo, and the reason is why paunozonosungwa iwewe wanetsa kubatwa iwewe, katsapo kamwe kaikai kanozonzi kawanikwa muhomwe mako.
Alright.
Mwakatokaisirwa katsapo kakati So paunosvika kustation pipe, and then we'll be like, mseche munhu akuda kuiswa chi, you know, you got searched whenever you are being detained. Uende kuma-cells wakapfeka tight clothes or zvinhu zvine tambo, anything else, watch, whatever, even my earrings, you have to remove all those things. Pakusechwa paipai wakuzoti ane mbanje, then dzangu hadzapinda sei kwadinidini. By the time unongo uchingombumburitiwa popai vapurisa achikusunga vakutokutambira hora. So you are the one after person, you know. So can you imagine that kind of a person? I don't got for sure. In my life, I never did these things. I never shoot banje or the whole of my life. Even if in Dogaram area, I never known how to end. I never been like I never saw those things. I never bought banje in my life. And then you think that person, whenever he comes to the police station to report a case, and then you will be like, I want to report or someone else will die. He doesn't have trust with the police.
So it means we go back to the quality of policy.
Yeah.
So it means most of the people are taking it out, they had evidence planted by the police to say, look,
yeah. Let's talk about the recent case about. I'm happy that Blessed Mhlanga has been released. And
sorry, sir. Let me apologize. You were one of the people who walked for 13 kilometers protesting against the incarceration of Blessed Mhlanga.
Yes,
and I say congratulations to you, because what you worked for, these are the positive results. And you were also talking about Auxilia Mnangagwa coming to the UK, and I overheard you guys saying, let's prepare to go and block her from speaking. Probably this is why Mnangagwa had to release Blessed Mhlanga today. Is it not that?
No, but we just thank God, you know, like he is out. I know someone was like, those people in diasporas, they'll be like, wait, talking on social media, doing that. You don't know there is power in social media. There is power, because if there's no power in social media, was Geza going to come live and say, let's do a match? And people didn't listen. But people go for that 31st match. They did. Even if not all of them, those few, they went out there to be like, oh, let's try something. That's the power of social media. People will be like, those people in diaspora, you'll be like, free Blessed Mhlanga, you are not on the ground. If you are in the ground, were you going to do that? Everyone knows if you are on the ground, you can't do that much, because
you'll be brutalized.
Yeah, so I'm just giving you an example, like Blessed Mhlanga. People are just arrested for no reason. Then they'll be like, oh, I was transmitting information for violence, this and that. Who opened his mouth and said whatever he said? That wasn't the Blessed Mhlanga. That was Geza saying whatever he said. And then for them, they didn't want to go after Geza. That's the truth. Because those first days, I know Geza was around, but they didn't want to go after their own. Because it's a ZRP, they didn't want to go after their own. They was like, okay, journalists are the easy people to target. They will just go after them. And then I remember I was telling someone on that walk that day. She was asking me, so I was like, so when we were talking about Blessed Mhlanga, what can you say about the case? And then I was like, in my I won't say this in like public or whatever, but now I'm saying it because Blessed is out. When he is out, we are having eyes everywhere. We need to see Blessed Mhlanga. And if he disappears, we know that's the government of Zimbabwe. That's ZRP. They've took him. I was like, sometimes Blessed Mhlanga being behind bars, he was safe for that period of time. Where is it? I saw someone asking on the comment section.
Someone asked, like, look, where is it? Zamara?
Yeah, those people will just disappear, and then you'll be asking yourself, where is he? You know, as much as we wanted him to be out, we know, like, now even if they release him after 2 days or how many days, they will be in fear of doing something, because people now are protesting against that. We want him free. We wanted him free. Why were you denying him bail? Because murderers are out there. you give them bail. Someone who's to say the truth, but you go to court because money talks, money speaks, and it's okay. You can go out on bail.
And it's not rewards. Do you know what pains me a lot? I used to work at the Harare High Court, Piper Chena, escorting prisoners there, murderers and so forth. You know how much those guys got for bail? They used to get about 20, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, $50 bail.
Go out for bail for something like Kamarika is useless, but
very sick money for bail. But I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Blessed they pay about $500.
Like why 500? What has he done? Because you are just like he's inciting violence. How did he incite violence? Then you are saying through his channel or through whatever his platform. Who was speaking?
So it means, so when Blessed Mhlanga is arrested for that, I've done a lot of videos myself castigating Zimbabwe government, particularly on human rights violations. So it means if I go to Zimbabwe and arrested today, I won't be able to be released because they said you were inciting violence by trying to highlight human rights violations. Huh?
Yeah, step airport, may know which airport you'll be using. No, that's the end of you. So you'll be lucky if you get arrested sometimes. You'll be lucky if you get arrested. For sometimes you won't be arrested. You won't know where you disappear. You can just disappear, you know.
Yeah. So Zimbabwe is now a pariah state, a very dangerous place. So looking at, I'm coming back to you. This question I asked you yesterday again, but someone said you must ask this lady this question again, this madam. Have you ever yourself been alleged of human rights violations, or have you ever had human rights violations leveled against you in particular?
No.
But someone said I should ask you this question yesterday, and I've read question again on YouTube because the guys have downloaded and uploaded it on YouTube. So you can, I know you don't know it. I apologize for that, that I didn't tell you that all these lives on Facebook, they will eventually be posted on YouTube. That's my apology. I'm so sorry. I might have contravened your rights as well by not informing you early that don't
worry. I'll do a match against you now. I will do another one. Please.
Please don't. Please don't.
I will do another one.
No, please don't. I'm just apologizing here because yesterday, I don't think I told you that most of these videos are downloaded and uploaded on YouTube for the purpose of record. Okay. Because Zimbabwe government, there are reports of, Human Rights Commission reports, which has found our government guilty of a number of human rights violations, and a lot of these violations have been leveled against our government. So what they don't know is if these things truly happen, most of these things are hearsays. But now we are lucky to have a former police constable with us tonight telling us how things work. Human rights abuses, brutality by the police. To say, look, the police will plant evidence in a suspect to make sure that that suspect is convicted and goes to prison. Kana auya kwedu kuchikurubi tinoita kumujambisa kuti tsotsi jamba tsotsi. Sorry. You yourself has never been accused of any human rights violations. Is it that because you did not want to slap them, or why? Why were you never accused of such?
Kamari, how can I just slap someone? If someone has done something, the best thing I can do, just write down whatever happened. You don't need to fight the person. Yeah. Musungwa awuya kunzi aba mombe. And why am I torturing the guy? Is this sentence not enough? Is it not 9 years of someone for stock theft? The sentence is enough already. The person will learn his lesson. Not like I have to fight the person. Why should I fight the person? I never, if you hear someone coming out to say Romancia kandirovaga, which Romancia, because that's not me.
Yeah, I never expected such an answer from a former police officer. Zimbabwe police being known for its brutality. Could we have got some police officers still in the force who are human rights defenders like you? It's so surprising. I never expected such a response. I thought you were going to tell me, hey, that one who beat my hand and broke my watch, I smashed him on a defender.
No. No, I never did that. You know, I was once insulted. Window my buzz by Karoi Pine, Kirpa Eben, in charge office late in the night. I was working night shift. I think it was around 11 Manero. You fight our fighting my window my buzz, right? And the guy came and but we are like they're reporting the case. Then, like, you know, if you are like recording my statement, you have to share, you do ning. So and I was the only one left without anyone to attend to, of which in the cards on that shift in the Shantan boys, you know. Then the guy came, was like, oh, okay, you need to say something. I was like, yes, I can say something. Or like, go to that lady, she can take it statement. Soko. Only for the guy to insult me. You know, like and you record your statement in a word. I was like, you know, I took it as a joke at first. You know, that knows that it has reached everywhere. Never now got to a penny yangu nebe and got okay, your name, my guy, your details, even if you have your ID and tore statement in my then also then but you can't do that, you can't say that. Then the only thing I did, I only went out. Ndiri munhuwo ndine mafeelings ndakabatikana ndakachema ndangobudisa musodzi ngati mwari wangu kaya. I don't know what have I done to this guy. Ndongomuzivo wachiita zvake zvemabhazi this and that, but not in two personal levels, you know. You can't say that to someone. Then only for me, you know, anti kana muri pabasa, I can't just say ndakutovhurira munhu case. You report to your senior, right? Senior wedu ndobva aenda kuna major akati it's okay, ngativhurire doketi munhu. Then opened like akavhurirwa nyaya yake. Then time yakusvika yakuenda kukoti ndopa ndakazoona kuti tega sivanhu vemutemo tinotengesana. I don't if I can say kutengesana or tine kaunhu kaikai kokuti kana watadzira mumwe wedu muporesa, the only way yatogona kukuita kukusvina mari. If tikakudyira mari unobuda mari yakawanda kuzotadzira mumwe wedu. Taenda kukoti only to be surprised kuti lawyer anga auya achida kumirira that guy. I know the guy. Na ndakamboatenda naye ndamboita naye mwe case. So ndaitoziva that lawyer paakandoona zvikanzi he didn't know kuti ndini munhu wacho aita sei. Akasakatoverenga kongokuvichedzwa zvekumhanya nzia maranda kuda lawyer uya. Mfa uya asvika papiwa mapepa kutsvaga kwomunhu wacho zvikanzi madam barapo. Then only for the guy aita doketi rangu na lawyer to come to me na PP kuti community kangomvisisa mari hata nokupa $100 ndauda $100 manje. Then I was like, no, if nyaya isingagone kuenderera mberi, just let it be. I can't just withdraw. Kana ndaenda judge ati hapana nyaya, you were not insulted, munhu hana kukuti hure, hazvina mawitness, it's okay. Because zvaiva nemawitness asiri mapurisa, zvaiva nemawitness povhu, vamwe vanhu vanga vauyawo varipo. Then so I was like, so as police officers, what are we teaching each other here? Which means wangu akava ne problem, I can't help the person. And I refused. It's okay. Then kwazonzi nyaya kupostpone another day. Ndo pakazoenda kazonobhadhariswa, I can find only for someone to come to say Soko akapusa wefanda kutora maripo pa ukatoje zvino zvakaramba 100 pounds 100 US.
So,
you know?
so in other words, we still have police officers like you in the police force who are professional police officers. But that showed a high level of professionalism to say, look, I can't take a bribe.
Urandipa mari yei wandi insulta gara une watobatwa nemhosvo wandi insulta. I don't know you on those personal levels. You are just insulting me for what for? And then you come kundi utanzi lokupa 100 US. Wozonditi aiwa officer ndakakudza kuti hure vakatambira 100 US yangu. What you are trying to say? No, tamtemo ite because chandoziva watova nerecord yekutuka mapurisa. Next time if you do that thing, pakupulwa record yekudhara yei watonyura. So that's why I'm saying there is no like respect between the police and the society.
So it's like society is not well versed about police work.
Yeah.
Despite so it means police is not doing enough in Zimbabwe to educate our public to understand the roles of our police, and because you've got also rights as a police officer. It's not only our rights as POV as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all understand that the police force is an institution established for specific reasons, which then shape the behavior and the attitude of those within it. When we say those within it, we'll be talking about police officers. In many African countries, as you see today, police forces were created during the colonial era. The Zimbabwe Republic Police, it was created by the BSAP in the colonial era. The current government, Zimbabwe government, it also confers arbitrary powers to the police on the pretext of maintaining law and order, thereby legitimizing human rights violations. If we look at what used to happen during BSAP, this is why, madam, I was asking you here, have you ever been involved in any of these allegations or alleged to have slapped someone? We understand during BSAP Rhodesia, I was there during Rhodesia time. Mapurisa, me minds Majoni Mapurisa. You were called Majoni. And in Mbama Zairo one Majoni, Mbama, in Shona, I'm going to say this in Shona. I know you are not Shona. It's gonna be deep Shona for you that I'm going to say here. If you are slapped, Mbama, you see various things that you have never seen since you were born. Mbama Zairo one Majoni. Zainzi wakoka wakashaisa mashu kuita ropa. Mbama zairo wani majoni. So this is why I'm asking you. Because sometimes, a good example, madam, you are now in a first world country. Here, in the United Kingdom, I am telling you, I've been arrested on many occasions. But I've challenged police here. One police officer wanted to handcuff me sometime. Then I asked him, why are you trying to handcuff me? Am I resisting arrest? Then he said, because you are very big, I'm very small, so I'm scared you might push me away. I said, no. I'm a former prison officer. Just tell me what you want me to do. I will just walk to wherever you want. Because you have informed me that I'm under arrest. So it is now my duty to comply with your ways as a police officer. Now I'm knock down. But you are a police officer, you're wearing police uniform. I am going to do whatever you want me to do. You wanted me to go into a police van and lock me up. But I said, you was about grabbing me, trying to handcuff me. I said, for what reason? You understand? Then in this country, we challenge the police force. Most people even slap the police officers in this country. But when they get charged there for slapping or resisting arrest and so forth, there will be additional criminal charges to whatever crimes that these guys have committed.
Yeah.
So
Oh, email so I can wait then. Those no take up the way and like
Mhm.
you have those like Mawindi, and you are just being arrested for a silly thing. Then you end up like hitting a police officer and more sure with it. And then the other thing, I think like why the society they don't like respect police officers is the way police officers behave. Whether they are in the uniforms, whether they are not wearing the uniforms, that's the way they behave, which make people be like, so why should I respect? Because if you go like waenda muzviti locations, you are there to arrest someone. Okay, we don't have all those people who say, okay, ndasungwa, just comply, let me go. But we have Ndururu and those people will be like, you can't do this to me. You know, they want to try to prove their rights. Hey, I have my rights and this and that. Even if you know papa inenge simbori kana mosha yadi just domestic violence, your wife will just come and say, I'm withdrawing the case. You know, why can't you just comply and go? But vanoomesa zvinhu zvinozoita kuti mupurisa manje reaction yaanozoita anozoti akuda kundisaiza kaini ndakachitraina chipurisa ichi, I know what to do. So the way they are kuzvuzvurudza or whatever trying to arrest you unongwa kubatwa zvenharo zvezvekuti paunosvika kustation even if it's like a 3 minutes drive unonzwa kuti ndaita kunge ndabva pakarwe ndikaenda kuharare because macuffs anenge akakunyudza kuti nyu. Imagine if that person is seeing you, like you'll be like, they only try to prove themselves I can do this more than my job. Ndotomboisa zvebasa pataita kutoita zvemhanda kapa takutorwa because you are trying to show me that you wakasimba neni ndakasimba. So I think like that's why the society like vanopedzisira vari lose that respect.
Right. Coming to this, because I've seen a lot. I'm comparing now the policing in UK and the policing in Zimbabwe. I've seen this lack of discipline in Zimbabwe Republic police officers. I've seen a lot of loss in public confidence, particularly in our police forces as compared to the UK police. Can this be attributed to political pressure given to police officers? Because to be honest with you, when I look at police officers in Zimbabwe, when I look at police force, to me, I look at it as a political institution that is being utilized by politicians to their advantage to suppress the opposition voice, to suppress those who oppose the government. Don't you think that this lack of discipline and this loss of public confidence in our police is because of the political involvement of our government?
Yeah, the political involvement, that's the other thing. You know, like something that people will be looking at. People will be interested in those things because we're working the ones that you know, there's nothing you can say, even if you try to prove otherwise. You can't just say maybe you are staying like ward in a council where triple C or whatever part, you know, even if you know you voted for that person to win, you can't just say I you know, you won't say it. You'll be just quiet, but people will be like because you are always like loyal to that political party.
But why is it our police force, instead of taking orders or instructions from the senior police officers or those, the Commissioner General and so forth, why do they take instructions from politicians, from people or from ZRP head office? What I'm asking you is what I've noticed when I was in Zimbabwe. That most of reactions that police used to do, they were taking instructions from Wana Philip Chiangwa, who is not a police officer, from Wana Amos Mizinarare, who was not a police officer, but they were ZANU-PF officials, why would our police force take such instructions and take such decisions and implement them?
Those people, you know what happens? Anenge aenda ake MP wezanu pai. Unopinda ake muoffice madispo. Is it or dispo? Unotaura kuti muarea mangu mandinogarawo ndine vanhu vakati triple C vari kunetsa. Atopedza. It's up to dispo or propo to take action. Obviously, no, they will take action. The action yavanoita ndeyekudzikisa. Zvichidzika zviya zvinofamba neprotocol ka, you know how it is. Protocol zvabva uko zvadzika zvakusvika kustation yaredhiyo ungonzi pakudiwa pafanirwa kuitwa operation kumakuti yekubata vanhu panzvimbo yakadai, and then enda kunobata vanhu panzvimbo yakadai, those peace guys they have names already kuti vanhu vatiri kunovinga vanhu vakadai. So makuenda yenyu makuita operation yenyu nevanhu venyu makatargeta, but it's hidden under an operation. Ndashanda operations kaini dai drafted those operations unzi you know like ndaitofunga hangu madays aitwa mamachinzi mademo aya ndingati komana kangadai nchitofa nebasa, because if I hear like there's something pane chiri kuitika ndaiziva kuti ndakushanda, not kushanda kunomira panze nyango ndisina kuenda out to patrol or kuenda kuroadblock, ndisina kuenda kupi ndiri muoffice. I know I have a lot of work to do. Ndofanda kuita operation ndoita ndini from kuitanga main pages andanyora ndaita operation yangu nchilista zvandoda kuti zviitiwe yoenda yeno approve na officer in charge operations akaiona kuti yaita kuenda kuna officer in charge yakusendwa yakwenda kuna dispo, you know yaitwa yakufanira chakufanira kuchenda muground zuva rakadai ndatodeploy ndakutoziva ndaenda kuadmin ndikanoti ndikuda vanhu vakadai takutotarisa kuti tingatora ningi ava tikavaisa apa ndadeploya vanhu vangu and takuenda paground tikunoshanda but tine target yedu ndeyokuita sei yekunosunga vanhu, because if I don't make those arrests. I remember Momusi, you know, I was working in office in the Shanda from 8 to 4. We were told you are not going home.
You can't go home.
Yeah. So, you know, right, like MP, I enter ZRP and complain yake. Tinda netwa ne vanhu triple C. And zvatsanangura kuti vari kumunetsa nei handizivi. But chandinoziva those guys vepisi ndova chanozonobreefa zvese zvakakwana. Zvauya zvaiko koko you Romancia draft operation yako chita operation tikuda kuona zvinhu then kuti tikunoita nezvei, and ngokusa vanhu vako pa roadblock tikuda vanhu vepatrol, pane vanhu vachinopatrol area iyi, pane vanhu vachinopatrol area iyi, tikuda ma-arrest and ma-returns ari kudiwa every day in that office. I have to submit my returns. You don't go home without returns, and my returns acho ndikuwanda kupi to you vamwe vangu vandikushanda nawo. You have to go out there and arrest people. Moya ndofanda kutoya ndodongorera muchaji office ndoona kuti mubhuku rere pane vabhadhariswa mafines here, ndonyora pasi ndonyora ma-returns angu, ndosenda ma-returns angu. Basa waita mwana wangu, ndakuenda hangu kumba ndakasununguka. But I remember there's other day kanzanze pana ma-returns. Then I said, we don't have all returns today. Kanza muswenda kumba. No, mukandudza kuti mashaya ma-returns mavenda akazara mustreet. You know, munozosvika pa-extent yokuti you as a team yamunayo yamuda unoshandidzana nayo. If you are like 5 police officers vangafanira kuenda on that duty yekunosunga mavenda. Makungonowirirana nawo nevanhu vai kuti guys mukatona tichiuya ka musatizi. And ngatipowirirana naye kuti paarea pamuri apa mheno muri vangano, muri 15 kutinosvika uko tikavha simbisa yese tichienda uko, I don't know, you know. So zvatiyangoita ndechokuti tikauya nhasi and sarudzanai kuti ari kunonyorwa mubhuku kunzi ndiasungwa ndiani. Maybe makutoita kazato 1 US pamunhu munobhadharisa vanhu 3 fine. Next time takuchinja mazita takunyora vamwe. The same thing you do those things umatauts mawindi, because you need those returns. The same things you go kumakombuta nasi tikumbosunga kombi yaYuda mangwana tikumbosunga yaRomancia. You know, those guys who end up like vanenge vakutodhila nemi utoziva kuti andikatosvika anzi oimudhara nyorai ticket renyu muendi, because they know we need those returns. Because mukazoramba mane mukaitana nhando patozoimpounda mota, tikazoimpounda ari kufa nenzara ndiani, you know. So you are forced to do those things whether you like it, whether you don't like it. So that's why they say command inobva kupi kuvanhu veZANU-PF. Yeah, my politicians they are sending you to do things. They will be sending us indirectly. That's why I'm telling you, whether people will say what, those dispos going up, those people that are the ones benefiting. And our proper one of my benefit say whenever there is anything, you know. But it's also to diki what? Imagine people are happy just because we were given 50 US. Yeah. So if I got you 50 US, how much did the proper garam officer want to marry? But you are the one going out there fighting people. You are renting in those people you are fighting.
Oh, it's so sad. I don't know, flaws, Makombe, Madam Makomba's. Oh, that's so sad. This is a touching story, ladies and gentlemen. Because, you know, when people hear these stories, they think, maybe kunyepa, kunyepera mapurisa, because they can't, police can't accept instructions from politicians, this and that. Today we've got a former constable in the Zimbabwe Republic Police, Constable Romancia Chiomba, Soko, Constable Soko, who once operated in Karoi, epicenter of ZANU-PF violence. She has witnessed quite a lot of things. She has told us a lot of things, a lot of stories here, to the extent that this has opened those who were saying, a lot of people when I used to say this, people thought, he's creating stories, he's doing this and that for social media benefit. But I said to the people, look, part of what I'm doing on social media, these videos are uploaded on YouTube. They will benefit our people 50 years to come, 100 years to come, 1,000 years to come. They will be listening to Constable. So we have created history for yourself. This is part of history. Even those who are going to write history books for our time, they will listen to these videos and they will deduce some information to say, oh, this is what used to happen in Zimbabwe during our police force. Because remember I said, our police force was created during the BSAP era. That was the colonial era, where Marungu used to Ruambama Zema Ruambama. I think people of your stature, one Mbama, you faint straight away, you faint. Because the Warumagada says, why don't Mbama? One Ansra Flows Makombe, that's very insightful. This is very insightful. It's enlightening. It's telling people now know exactly, oh, when they see this happening, when they see that happening, we understand that, all right, this is what former Constable was discussing on the UDA platform. So let's say I've seen a lot of riots, people rioting in Zimbabwe, people rioting. Different riots, sugar, sugar, rioting, government at China, rioting. Were you still in Zimbabwe when Mugabe was removed?
Hey, you know what? I feel like people are like, I swear, I wish we can go back to 2017. That 2017, I focus on the ones right. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
No one was happy. Like we're going to the streets, we're marching, like we're doing this, we need to remove Mugabe. And everyone like we're saying like Mnangagwa was someone who's like, okay, this guy will save us. swear, you know, when I started like earning kamarika kusatenga, then I thought I was like, saka mkabaito vanani vana mnangagwa, because you know what Bob was China. I don't know, things were not good because ZRP they were benefiting those people, and but the only thing chaigonera ma civil servants, you know, well, you can say that, you know, like kapeya kachatengi kazonza pakuda kuzopay munopiwa ka backdated pay tanga like maybe 3 months or 4 months, so unotopinda uneka mari kakanani. But since ED came to power, ED didn't do that. I was like asking myself, I was like, ndikatofunga apo ndine chikwa chipiki ndinomboshingatasa so chepasoja chitabviga kune vanhu munozvimota zvavo. Then I was like, that march was successful, that vanhu vachimacha mastrict, people shouting, yeah, Mugabe must resign, Mugabe wadini, you know. And then that's why I was asking myself, I was like, right, what crying for ED to step down. Who is going to be there when ED steps down? You know, ZRP will never give any other like opposition party chance to be like someone else to be president. We all know Changirai won those elections, but what happened? It was like, oh, fight a rerun. Then it came to Chamisa ngawina ma-elections akazopedzisira takuendeswa kumakoti pakuitwa ma-V11 ndopatakataka kuzaya ma-V11 akuitwa ma-V11. What happened? Nothing. Chamisa didn't. We did another elections again. What happened? ZRP will always be there. Vanenge vachida kungotenderedzana vachisiyirana. We are not benefiting anything from ZRP. That's why we're crying. We're not crying only for ED to step down. For ZRP, just give that opportunity to another person. As human rights, that's what we're fighting. Sometimes we are fighting for ZRP to just step down. Tipo mkana vamwe mkana. Otomboita president Yuda paZimbabwe.
Wakomana hazi ndimhoresei ndichamhoreseka because nyasha dzikaburuka nda president kuZimbabwe munenge musichasvike padhuze neni.
You know, yeah, we need someone from not from ZRP, because ZRP like they're just like benefiting. They are the only ones benefiting. There is no one benefiting besides ZRP guys. To say the truth, the ZRP guys that are benefiting. And then like people will be like, mapurisa nenge mchungo supporta ZANU mnemchiti miriwe ZANU or whatever. To say the truth, those people would never say the truth. But you can't open your mouth and say anything. You want those people to be killed or what? You can't say anything. You'll be just quiet. But you know, like, those politicians, they have power in our offices. Atichaziwe kuti mukuru wemapurisa ndiani? Is it commissioner or who? Or
mukuru wemapurisa anga kuZRP head office.
Yeah, we don't know now to mukuru ndiani, because as I was saying, like MP anoenda ke mu office ma dispo pa mu district. It's a problem. And I don't think he will come there empty-handed. Pamwe atosvika ipapa anga nekambudzi kavigira dispo kakuti kambudzi akamumriwo dispo bvafunga kuti got meat, you know. And then the only thing you would think of, akufonera officer in charge, station yako ngaiuite operation, we need some arrest munzvimbo yakadai kune zvakadini. Ini ndangoudzwa kunzi nzvimbo yakadai inenzi yanetsa nemhosva dzakadai, we need an operation to be done. So nhasi usati watoenda kumba, operation yavo vanhu mangwana vakufanira kutoiswa mazita panotice board kuti tane deployment tomorrow, are going kumakuti takunotsvaga makorokosi. But you know that we are targeting some other people. Tine vanhu vatakatageta, you know. But tikuenda operation here in disguise, but tine vanhu vatakatageta. So that's how politics get involved in munyaya dzechipurisa, you know. That's why people will be like, vari kushandiswa nema politicians. You know, you see those time yapanopiwa is it pfumbudza?
Command agriculture mbeu.
Right. Zvinhu zvinopiwa vanhu. And before zvatopiwa vanhu, if you check ipo pai mapurisa anenge atopiwa kudhara kumvudza kupi muchigara mukempu neni ndikatopfumbudza ndinopfumbudza kupi chigara mukempu
kuti munhu atokuseri utete
wachera makomba papi hanti zvainzi tinochera gomba here ozopiwa
mbeu
wachera gomba papi handi so people will be complaining vanhu vanenge vacomplaina kuti mapurisa tazomaona achitakura people like the community. I'm not saying police officers havana minda. People have minda kumakaro vanorima. That's the benefit they need from the community. They are benefiting too, like society, because there are people too, they need to farm, we need to eat, because ukaregeza, what are you going to do? That 2 cents you are earning won't get you anywhere. So you need those things. Not like society. We're needing those things, but people out there will be complaining, but we have him in their you know. That's how people don't politics is why are police officers doing this? You know?
I do if I might be, but in obvious.
I was like, not you, like other people. Do you know, like Mazepis might be one way. Right.
Because what will happen? And I want to bonus. What will happen when I was there? Most of the things that involves ZANU-PF and the prison officers, I was not even told this is happening. Sometimes then go out was wrong, which just good as wrong. So I never saw what we used to see my prison officers getting. And I drought relief but in I was not allowed to buy that maize. That was that was me. So I never benefited any of those programs. But yeah. Maybe
what I'm saying is like but no mapurisa munese vanorima mapurisa anorima masoja vane maprazi vamwe minda nemune kumusha you do those farming things and but the problem nozoita in between society, right? We have people out there who don't afford anything and then politics kaya kakupindirwa kakutanga kunzi sabhuku akutanga kupawo mhuri yake iri padhuze dhuze, you know. Politics dziri kwesa kutaka kupawo mhuri yake iri padhuze dhuze, then you as a police officer waenda to that place kuri kugovewa mbeu there for security, you'll be there for security and pakuverengwa kunzi kune mapurisa mangani auya ndo zvaizovengwa nevanhu kunzi zvakuita kunge zvinhu zvazvo mapurisa izvi because pakuverengwa kuti osaka mapurisa 10 auya apa akuya kuzoita sekugadzisa kuti vanhu vaite order. People need to line, you know, everyone anenge achitya kushaya that 10 kg yembeu. So pavanhu vese vanenge vauya pai panichazotanga kuverenga kuti mapurisa auya mangani. Oh, there are 6, right? How many bags aside? 6 bags aside. Then zvasara zvezve ndo panozotasa kuti vanhu varipo here unozokwana here, then ndo pakuzotanga kuzotapudza onzi right, instead of giving someone 10 kg takupa munhu 5 kg, you know. Zvasara zvezve munhu 5 kg, everyone has to get 5 kg kuti munhu zvikwane munhu aendooneka nekamumbeu kake kepfumvudza anoyo rima and ndo zvinenge zvakungoitika then people
so coming back to my question here, when Mugabe was removed from power, I know we ventured into what transpired later after Mugabe gone. Looking at the police, what were you given orders to go and stop protesters or to go and escort them to State House or to go and I don't know. During Mugabe's removal.
At that time of Mugabe, you know, Mugabe that time, what I know, you know, I was in Karo, I know I was marching my street to Munitiji, Fapas, Lunevan. For us, we were just deployed for security.
To protect the marchers?
Yeah, just go there out to protect the passers. You know how people they are. Because because I remember ziti kuchikangwe pakamboitwa chiiko. Can't remember what was it. Vanhu vakapesera kupaza mashopu vakuba. You know, people vane nzara dzavo vanenge vakupwanya mashopu. Instead of them protesting whatever, doing their marches or mademos avo vanenge vachiita kuti hey, maybe we want Chamisa to this, but they'll end up like doing silly things because pese pagrupu rine vanhu 10 katini pane 2 ari kungopinda wemomo ane mind yake isiriyo ari kungotry kutageta kuti ndoda kunoba. So we will be deployed there for peace.
Okay. So were you told to try to stop them?
We're just briefed. Pari kuitika noise sunga munhu.
Okay.
Yeah, pari kuitika noise sunga munhu.
So because where I want is like the reaction of the police, because people were marching to remove a president, and the police said was there to protect the president.
Zvanga zvisinganzwisisike kutaura chokwadi kuti you protecting or you removing. Zvazvo ndokutaura kuti kutaura chokwadi deep down you be saying we don't want this person, but you can't voice it up. And takasoya zvedu takabata bhaibheri. Hey, you can't voice it up, and we were told you don't do politics. You are just loyal to the guy, the ruling party by that time. Iripo ndeyo iripo, utampa iripo. So you can't say anything.
So,
yeah, because you know, as police officers, we were threat to the army. Do you know that you could support unity? Mpongoro zvezvo zvakaenda zvikanokomberedza support unit.
I heard because I saw videos of support unit police officers being being lined up in a single file, sit down, wow. Can we have all the weapons we have, all disarmed by the army?
To say the truth, when it comes to soldiers and those PSTC guys.
But the question comes again in the comment by Blessing Pof, asking again that during that time of protests, were you told to go and beat up protesters? That's the question.
Told to go and beat up the protesters.
Okay, you were told to go.
Just go. But which one is just Sungamun? Because in what I know, my soldiers, they were like feeling a threat coming to the police. That's why I kind of comrades that support. Those tankers, those pictures are not fake. Station
shit.
Those was and then the only thing it was just a lay low because Mgabaida Mapurisa. That's the fact. Everyone knows that Mgabaida Mapurisa.
He was in love with this police.
Yeah, for security, most of them Mapurisa or Mashai.
PPU.
Yeah, almost Mashai Mapurisa. And unlike when it comes to ED, you know, it was like a threat. The Mapurisa is a threat because they know those guys, they're well trained per foot.
Yeah, I support. Because I'm a product of support unit. I was trained at PSTT support.
Yeah.
I'm a sniper.
So they were afraid with a threat of which no, we didn't want to because we didn't want anyone to die in the process or whatever. But we're there. But no one was told when they would go and like beat people in the street. But you know, so I
don't want to keep you long because if people are enjoying this I was Madam Imimi, you are the star player. It's 27 minutes to 12. You are the star player here. You are back here by public demand. That's
comments.
Yeah, you're supposed to have been seeing these comments. Unfortunately, maybe it's the layout that we chose today than yesterday. But yesterday, people, you know, I've never seen you. I just saw you once when you come for that walk. And since that time, I never saw you. And I was hearing comments, beautiful comments, nice comments. Had some comments. Oh, this beautiful lady. And one guy came to my inbox to say, "Look, can I have the number of that lady?" I said, "Hey, this is England. If I give you a number, if she reports me to the police, I'll be in trouble because it's."
Hey. No, that you put such a ndaingochida ngadai chiricho chinonzi chinoitwa muZimbabwe, man. I'll be happy. I love that thing. You know, I once commented, like, I know I'm going off topic. I once commented on another post. If you seen every time a black person gets arrested here, would want to create a drama, say, those people are not create a drama, munano screamer, and they're not like she's innocent. I saw another lady, Angaba, isusu vedweva anima stroller. She has stolen something from a shop. I some stroller that's now bad. And then I was mapurisa, but drama rakazoit instead of you trying to behave. Look at your kids, they'll be watching you, just scream out umburuka. Yeah, record them. The friend will be standing there recording. Record them. I want to show people they're harassing. Why are they harassing you?
They have stolen, you're a thief.
Comment and guys, I tell you, I don't know this person in Zimbabwe, Nigeria, or but let's say one get waba kushopu chaiko Matiem back home. That drama Masuga Mapurisa when they come there, Vanukwana Toro and a security guard Patiem. I just Mpurisa unota mnyama kwatora nempurisa futi ane kufunga ari pamwane nhamo dzake kuti umbandara asina kujamuriwa uzubalance anokurova but they will create drama here like sometimes
what you are saying, madam, you are let me say welcome to the first world country. That's what we call first world country, because when police come to arrest me here, my first line of defense is I'm being segregated because I'm a black man.
Yeah, people will be like, just because I'm black. But I think Nini might be understanding young Mpurisa. You know, I think the intention is understanding. Mpurisa ga approach, you're under arrest. Madam, just comply. And why can't I just comply? Because the it's like they come by door and they knock, they say, Romancia, and even if I know I'm innocent, I didn't do this. I feel like go comply because I've seen people then they will just comply instead of putting that person behind the bars. You'll be like, why am I putting the person like myself for him to attend the court the next day? You'll be like, my guy, see you tomorrow, Maxen in 8. And the person will come Maxen in 8 station by there was also Madam so going to court. But the myself most not myself uno. So and then you like, why are those people doing this?
Sometimes, do you know what the problem is? I know I don't know which part of England you live, but let me say northeastern side of UK, most of the police officers there definitely they are racist. I've seen racists myself being arrested. Sometimes the other day I was locked up for stealing a phone. I want to be honest with you. I was locked up here in Middlesbrough. Someone went to report, boss, we had a misunderstanding. Then that person went to the police and filed a report that I've stolen her phone. You know, when I was arrested, I showed the police that she's complaining that I've stolen iPhone 3. I've got iPhone 4S, which was latest during that time. Why would I steal an obsolete phone? You know, the police, but because the police, when they see the black skin, they think every black man is a criminal.
Every black man is a criminal. And then I remember today when I was in Asta, the lady I was with. You know, when I there was this girl who was still like walking, like what then I saw another lady. Yeah, she's a black. I don't know who turned over because I was just watching the black lady too. But do you know, like most of the times, if it's like I didn't because never but you know, people like black people feel
our black skin is criminal skin to them. Exactly. So, but not all of them. Not all of them, but especially where I live, my side where I live, they're a bit racial. Sometimes when I'm challenging them, I challenging them with law, I challenging them with facts to say, look, you are trying to handcuff me, but I'm not resisting arrest. Just tell me, go into that car, I will just walk there, you lock me up there, then we go to the police station. Because you are just an arresting officer. You are going just to write a statement. You are not going to, you're not going to try me, you are not the magistrate. My innocence will be proved in court. So I am at the moment not guilty. Presumption of innocence is still hanging in me. I'm innocent until proven guilty by the court. So most of the time I tell them with facts that, look, you are just arresting me and probably charging me. But my presumption of innocence still remains, and I will be exonerated or acquitted by the court. You are not a trial magistrate, so I can't argue with you. You understand? Sometimes I even tell them, I don't want to tell you anything. I'll go and tell the magistrate because I know my rights. Very few people would challenge the police with facts. They will be violent, they will be screaming, they will be rolling on the floor, trying to make dramas, unnecessary dramas. This is what happens in most of us in the United Kingdom. Anyway, I don't want to take your much time, but you are back here by public demand.
Public demand within the other.
I apologize, Constable Soko. I apologize because it's not me who wants you here. It's the people who made me try to look for you to the whole day to say, look, please, can you come back? Because we know whatever we are doing here, we are putting your life on firing line. Because what you are saying here, it's not exactly what ZANU-PF government wants to hear from their former police officer. And they know that you are telling the truth. That will put your life at risk, like what I said yesterday, that look, since you came live when I invited you to come here to clarify certain issues, you have now become a state enemy. And let me tell you this. I still remember myself being told by a colleague that, look, you have filmed election rigging in Zimbabwe. Starting from now, I know you are wearing prison officer's uniform, but starting from now, you are now a state enemy. And whatever you say or do, Shepherd, be careful, because when they catch up with you, you will probably disappear. And I think by now, those watching you from Zimbabwe or those in the police force, because mind you, these videos are being played at police general headquarters. Someone told me, no, don't be surprised. I'm just telling you what I was told by someone, that every time I go live on Facebook, in KG6, they put this on big screen because they're interested to say, look, why am I wearing this fatigue? And I told them, this one here in the UK, we use it for fishing. This is not the camouflage for British Army. Exactly. So they are interested to know why I wear this fishing gear and why I wear this beret. I'm taking my beret, but this is just a beret. This is a military. Arena gonna beige roller that brigade hip and it. Not that. But I told someone, look, I started wearing this camouflage before even Geza started wearing it. I wore this camouflage, I think, that 14 years this time alive on Facebook every day. Uniform. So I want to take you back, right? I've been was HQ probably. Oh, I can't say probably, because I was told that they watch you. Because most of the time I had saving police officers giving me information. Those in the army giving me information. In the CIO giving me information. So I used to go live on Facebook telling them what they are planning now and what they are going to do tomorrow. So they were shocked. Where is Shepard getting this information? But I know I didn't get it from you. I don't want to put you in crossfire because I never knew you until I met you on that march. That was my first time to see you. But why I'm saying this is it's because I have invited you to my platform, and this platform is watched by those in the security intelligence and in the security services in Zimbabwe. I know from now onwards that your life is on the firing line because you are now deemed a puppet, you are now deemed the state enemy, and probably if you have got plans to visit Zimbabwe, I beg you, don't. No, I want to be honest with you. Yeah, I want to be honest with you that instead of your relatives to come with the flowers and a car celebrating that our daughter has visited us for Christmas, you will be visited with handicaps and probably disappearance. So if you have got any plans of going to Zimbabwe, please, for the time being, just shelve those plans because you are here by public demand, as I've stated. I invited you. People did not know you. I did not know you until I met you at a march. I was shocked when I heard, oh, this is a former police officer. And when I said, please, I would like to invite you to come to my platform because I've got certain things that I talk, people think I lie. So I'm different from other social media people who just talk, but I bring real issues to the world so that the world would see Zimbabwe in a different angle to say, look, this is our police force. This is our prison services. What do they do? People didn't know. Everything you have said here, people didn't know that that will happen in the police force. That most people sent to prison are innocent. Evidence being planted by police officers to just nail them to go. And the politicians politicians coming to the police to try and suppress decent voices in there, arrest them, lock them up, send them to prison. A good example is Blessed Mhlanga. And you were, this is why I congratulated you, because you were part of the people who protested in UK to say, look, free Blessed Mhlanga. And today, Blessed Mhlanga is freed because of your participation in human rights defending. And also, I overheard you guys, but I'm joining you this time. I overheard you saying you are going to protest and stop Auxilia Mnangagwa from speaking in the United Kingdom until Zimbabwe respects human rights. I might probably join you on the day. Don't forget me. You've got my number now. Just text me or say, hey, Mkoma Shepherd, are we going so that I can join you again? Because I've seen beautiful job, wonderful job you did, guys. Blessed Mhlanga today is free. Congratulations. So let me go back to the rights. I don't want to keep you for a long time. I say most people have heard the argument that respect for human rights is somehow opposed to effective law enforcement. And effective law enforcement means capture of the criminal, a tendency to use overwhelming force, controlling demonstrations, physical pressure, to extract information from detainees, or excessive force to secure and arrest those criminals. So coming to you in particular, Constable, because people would want to say, no, because Constable now is trying to hide behind the finger. Have you ever used any pressure to extract information from anyone who was arrested in Zimbabwe?
No.
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 So have you ever involved yourself in human rights abuses as a police officer?
No. If I did, do you think I'll be out here today saying we need like that freedom, we need like those human rights to be respected? I won't be saying that.
Because why I'm saying that is all police officers in Zimbabwe, they are put in the same bracket.
Yeah,
I'm part of the people. Even when I saw you, I said to myself, is this person is this person genuine human rights defenders? Because ordinary Zimbabweans, ordinary people, citizens, when we see police officers, we don't even know that there are other nice police officers who are even sympathizing with an innocent locked up. You understand? This is why you see why I'm saying that. It's because these violations, they've eroded public confidence in our country.
Yeah.
The violations, they have hampered effective prosecutions, even in court. You end up seeing innocent people being locked up, being jailed.
Yeah. Most criminals will be out there.
You see, these violations also, they've isolated the police from the community. Like what I was just saying, that when I saw you initially, I thought, oh, these are the same people who destroyed me, smacked me, beat me up, and tortured me. Makedenge's children. You understand? So the violations, I'm so sorry, I don't want to keep you long. So to me, the result in the guilt, the violations, they result in the guilt avoiding sentences. Those in ZRP who violated, who beat up people, who killed people, they were never even arrested. And those people are supposed to be in prison, not the victims that they arrest and send to prison. Innocent victims being punished in our country. If you look at the police force itself, the way that they react, we discussed that yesterday, rather than using the preventive approach to prevent crimes, they come heavy-handedly, landing on people, attacking people. So to me, or from your perception, don't you think that the institution we call police itself is in disrepute right now?
Yeah. You
Uh-huh.
know what I can say is mapurisa kunzoko, right? Like all of us police officers, let me not exclude myself. As much, because people will be like, maybe she's saying this because now asisiri mapurisa. You know, the things that happens in the police, you know, and the things people expect from us, they're totally different things. As we were saying, like, someone will be arrested and then the criminals will be out there. People will be out there for sure. Like innocent people will be out there, and then someone who's just framed will be behind bars, you know, and will spend days or go to court and pay fine, or maybe end up doing community service, but you know that I was innocent, I didn't do this, because it's involving the government. And if I'm saying the government, it's involving ZANU-PF, because there's like something behind they are trying like to get rid of. Because tomorrow, if you try to repeat the same thing, you know what you end up. You end up behind the bars. So the only thing is, just because I want to sleep, I'm trying to run away from many questions. Maybe next time, I don't know if I'm going to come back again. I'm trying, like, I want to say this. People, if you see police officers out there, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because it's not all of them who are heartless, to say the truth. It's not all of them who plant mbanje momwe mako, and it's not all of them who will be like, I will take you to the station in handcuffs, you know, because we have seen people getting like arrested for like mosa chayo, and then the person, instead of like I want to give you an example of something I know happened. You know those things. It was a tip off, and that tip off, it involved someone. We involved a civilian munu when around with shamari and don't tenga pangolini. Pauno no sungwa iwewe with that person and a pangolin. You come, you work with station room sungwa, you know. The painful part of it. Do you know, I don't know if it's the belief we have. They say, kanogona kukukotirisa, kotiza. When the night shift that day, I was working the night shift. And then the guy was arrested in Pangolin and then came Nemunu anga player part of buying Pangolin, of which civilian anga shandisiwa cause pampato itwa tip kuti munhu aonekwa nePangolin. The guy came and do you know kuti kuHarare pakatumirwa chii? A nice car and ndamboona kuyazotakura Pangolin. Then I was like, okay, that's our treasure. We're protecting this thing. And you know not allowed. Because this is 9 years, I can't remember. You know, Nyura, if you just take this thing, you know. Yawe ya mota, yawe ya ikatakura ka treasure kedu yaenda nako cause kanga kavharwa mcage, they said kanofanirwa kuendeswa kuvheti, it needs to be treated and whatever. Chinhu chinorwadza ndechekuti you use a civilian munhu asiri mupurisa kunobata mumwe munhu. Yes. And then yange yapindurwa nemunhu those people wildlife, another one, he was the third person. I'm like communicate kuti mari yangu haichakwane, mari this and that, because by communicate naye kuti mari mapurisa akaita sei anga akaterera as a way of like arresting the person. Then the worst part is, let's say tomorrow you want that person, a civilian, like those people in the society, to help you. Are they going to help you if you are going to release the person? Because ngakudza kuti munhu wePangolini case yakandamboiona kuti yakadisappear ikaenda kupi, you'll be surprised. But you used someone, munhu wemunharaunda, kuti shamari tikuda kunobata munhu apa aba a breaker transformer, because you know back home ma transformer nobiwa, because I saw another video where guy anga told vachiba ma transformer and those friends ran away and then they left him, you know. Right, you use someone to help you to go and track the person, so you arrest the person. And then tomorrow that person will need to know, and then the person will be like, release on what grounds. So are we going to say those civilians, are they going to help us tomorrow as police officers or not? Mauya mkatora kamuka kenyu maenda nako. What's next? Arrest the person ngamda kumsunga, and but that person was akaendeswa pani chinhu chakazondorwadza more kanonzika mukaka mani. I'm forgetting the name. There's this tiny thing kakada kuenzana netsuro mani. Meno kakabatwa nemunhu kunanasiya kobvuku. They know those people with wildlife, they don't joke. Vakakubata vanokuendesa kupolice station. Aendeswa kupolice station, that guy akachajwa kanhu kadiki kudai akachajwa. But masiya munhu ane Pangolini aenda ende mashandisa munhu wemunharaunda community to help you to get to the person. And so what are we doing? Those people will never help us tomorrow. They won't. That's the way of corruption, because corruption is called government. Wanted to say this angu na unotiza mvunzo yako yawanda. Corruption yakupindira yakuvadza kutanga government.
Corruption yanyanya.
Yanyanya, because you can't tell me kuti munhu abata kaka diki and mota alright munziratsitsa angachita kutsvaga muriwo, let's pay fine. And but what about someone who has a Pangolin, a whole Pangolin, a live one, not muswe, a whole Pangolin? Then where is the guy? Just because of you feel like, because in our surprise, the moment that case yange yakunzi yakubviswa station kwedu yange yakuendeswa CID ndakabva ndatoona drama. Why you guys CID musina kuzviendera unosungira munhu wenyu? Asungwa makumu. I know most of the cases tinovapa, we don't do those cases sometimes tinovapa, even those murder cases or those unlawful entry cases, we can give them. Tichenderane udipo nyaya kuti I take this one. But if you show interest in that case, we need to see the results for tomorrow, so that mbanhu munharaunda tomorrow, if they hear like tikuda unosunga shepherd, they will be like, yes, we do community arrest. You know, we do community arrest back home. So people, are they going to do that community arrest for you? They want to do that community arrest because if they do community arrest, so we're using people to do community arrest for you. But when the person is arrested, what are you going to do? Which means chinotaura pamhosva yemunhu imari. Chinotaura pamhosva yemunhu imari. People are just released nemabheo ema2 US uko, 10, 30, whatever you were saying, but someone is released in a 500.
Right, Constable Soko. My last questions.
I wanted to say
right, my last questions before you go. These are the last.
The last, listen to yourself. You are saying questions, not even a question.
All right. The last question.
Yeah.
My last questions. I want you to talk about my rights of my suspects. My rights of my suspects are Zimbabwe.
I have the right to lawyer. I have the right to those things. They happen in a movie, my guy, not in Zimbabwe. They happen in movies. I watching Telemundo. I watching what?
But do you notify them about their rights when you arrest them?
Right to what? You have the right to lawyer.
Right to access to keep quiet. To the lawyer. Right to access to the lawyer.
All
right, go right to access to the doctor.
That's what I'm saying. Are you watching Telemundo? Because if I'm saying Telemundo, understand. Because those movies, they are full of drama, whatever. Right? Zimbabwe. Right to what? I was telling you, I didn't tell you what Mundanonzi Ngwashika kukoti not warumwa nenyundazi nemago. Yeah, because there was another guy, I remember, guy akapinzwa muyu. Akangonzipinza murumi momom. Yeah, like there is a room, unopinda kana mucharge office and when you are changing your clothes, removing whatever you are removing. Then chinu chiripo to switch your light. It is outside the room. It's not inside your room. So they will just quick. Mausiku was switch your light. Ma puri so bapinda vakutibura.
Hey.
Papeza papo vabuda. Boxi ya momo. Bova was light. I said, what gari sa usatu wapeza ereo. Bobuda what happened? Bobuda ndarumu ni magu. So I'm asking, you are asking me rights way.
I still remember when I'm looking at when I was arrested and detained. Yeah. I was not given my right to human rights conditions on detention, especially from freedom of torture.
That's what we're saying. Most of the times we're saying we're like chanting, blessed Mhlanga has right to bail. He has right to bail like any other. Whether he's innocent, whether he's guilty, he has the right to bail. Why are you denying him bail? Criminal,
so that means,
like offense.
That means in Zimbabwe, that means the quality of our policing in Zimbabwe is not the standard policing that is expected.
Yeah.
From
That's right. In the mabuku, novel. This Telemundo, watching Telemundo, there is no right there. Because the right, everyone has right, maybe in a process of like arresting someone. And then maybe the person was getting violent, maybe that person has the right to go to the hospital before you take him to the court. It's a pity that the person will end up going to the court first before the hospital. Before before then when he gets to the court, and then the people will be like, what is this person doing here? Because I remember there was someone and that one angasinarowa nemapurisa angarowa nevanhu vemucommunity ange aba mumunda like mumefamu vakauya vakamurova munhu iye akaita kuzvimba nemakumbo asingagone kufamba akazotakurwa nemuridzi wefamu nemota. Then tomorrow mota yepolice, that's the worst thing, mota yepolice ndiyo yakatakura munhu yekumuendesa kukoti because anga asingagone kufamba. kuendeswa kuno masales ana kuzoendeswa masales munhu yakatongorara akagara mucharge office because there was no need maimufamba makamutakura muchinomunitsa mumasales. Instead of taking that person tomorrow morning or the same night to the hospital, no, vamuka dhoketi ratopera tatatata theft yatopera munhu ari kuba zvake makuendesa munhu kukoti mosvika kukoti pipioti munhu azotongona kana kugara makutotakura nemo like ndopaunozoona ndosandati right yei because there's no right exercise. Iwo ndopa uchakura musoro zvako Romancia woti yeah, thank God phone yangu yapa battery low.
Okay.
Musoro zoti let's take someone to the police because you always report it to your senior, you know that everything chine seniority kuchipurisa imwe ne force number chaya makapinda same day but ne force number there's a seniority wauzondidherera kaiwo wakuti wakuona zvakawandisisa. So that's why I'm saying that right, I think in telemundo unless kana tiona telemundo.
Thank you so much. I'm no longer asking you another question. Let me just let you sleep peacefully. Before you go, do you have anything you feel like you need the world to know?
Hapana zvangu zvandingada kutaura. Asi kana pane vanhu vari kudzoko kana muchinosungwa ka chenjere kusirwa mbanje momwedzi.
This was insightful, ladies and gentlemen. Constable Soko. You are a blessing to the country of Zimbabwe.
I woke up ndaona my friend request akawanda. Sorry zvavo vandisina kuresponda. Most of the times I don't like responding kana munhu ndisingamuzivi. Ezvo account yako iri kuprivate, don't even come for me say
yeah, definitely. Remember what I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
That by coming to this platform, first of all, I'm grateful to have you. Exactly. So you are because this platform is watched by millions of people, and it is an interest to the Zimbabwe security services because of the information that I give. I used to get the information from the police, army, prison, everywhere. So I used to tell them their plans about tomorrow, and they were surprised. At one time, I remember in package G6, officers because where I got that information, they knew that the information came from this office, but wakabva deploy mumbana wanga indipa information akabvaiswa ku1 make amenanzi ari kucleana zvimpongoro. So it's a platform that is watched by millions of Zimbabweans and millions of people across the world. So you just need to be very careful who you talk to. Phone number and so forth. The devils are in this country. So you need to be very careful. I've said even if you think of visiting Zimbabwe, think twice before you visit Zimbabwe, because now you are known to the world. They now know this is Constable Soko. Even if you walk, I want you to mark this. If you walk in UK today, go to Leicester, go to wherever you are, where you have never been there, they will greet you. How are you, Constable Soko? We saw you on Shepherd You. That's what a platform when you were clarifying, telling us what happens in the police force. This information is hidden, and you took an oath of allegiance to say you will save Zimbabwe. You will never say whatever you learned during the time of your employment. You will never divulge it. But we are in the first world. People write books. We cannot say, even if I was in Zimbabwe, I was never gonna say this, because I know the following day I'll be locked up and jailed straight away. But I'm in a first world country where we need to write a book. I'm encouraging you to write a book.
If I know how to write a book, I was going to write one.
Don't worry, authors are here. They will tell you. I've been offered a lot of people offering me to write about Shepherd Judah, write my autobiography, write this and that. But I said no, because usually they might want to use that info. I don't know who are they. They might want to use that information against me or against my family or whatever. So I avoided that.
Yeah.
I said I'm writing my own book. You see, these books, I think I've got 10 of them with the stories and stories of my life, which are just waiting for the editor to edit and publish a book. Saka, I want you to be safe. Keep yourself safe. Yesterday I said you need to keep in your phone your police nearest police number. You need to keep in your phone the nearest person you think, even your husband or anyone who can quickly react in times of distress. But cheuka uri munhu akatirena handiti unongofamba uita sayuti indofamba ndikafamba 2 minutes ndakuzwa kuti gosi kwangu kune gosi rangu rine maziso. Kana munhu akabata chibanga chakaenda kundibaya paruzhinji, gosi rangu rinoona bhozi hapana panoita 10 minutes ndakatarisa one place nechikoda vana vazondi uri gudo ndandoera Soko. Thank you so much, Romancia Chiomba Soko. Saka, Romancia is your first name?
Yes.
Soko is your maiden name? Chiomba is your marital name? Okay, that's fine. I now understand. Okay, you changed the surname from Soko to Chiomba. Okay, so because of your husband and so forth.
Yeah, not good husband. Husband andagara ndinaye kandi uri kuZimbabwe.
Alright. Ngoma agara muri mese muri Zimbabwe. Okay, yeah.
Achinja sene muda kuya kuno kusaka vaudze Constable Soko wakasara kuZimbabwe inani ndonzi Romancia.
You are no longer that Constable Soko they know in Zimbabwe. I like that. Saka
ndonochinja rangu. Soko wari kuZimbabwe ini ndonzi Romancia Chiomba.
Nice one. That's a nice one. So I think kadiki kashga naona mchikabereka mchitase. I think akuda love ya mai nai.
Kujika this time of the night imbori zangu vai.
What time is it? Let me check. 11 past 12. I know rakuma 3 ni.
I'm saying like ini nangu ndosumbowanzo ndosumbowanzo nonoka kurara hangu nchiona mamovie. I'm just asking. Kuti kanenge kachijay this time of the night.
Pabvunzwa question pana. Pabvunzwa question. As when can we see her again? Ayo nawe proper.
Mudati taura dzebhora ndobuya munhu yembudza ta supporta chi ndo yanjima especially kana supporta Arsenal ngozibumbuza uda kuseka.
That's the question coming from Koma Blessing, I think. As when can we see her again? Be careful, you're gonna be a regular guest on this platform. But tomorrow there is a lady known as Josephine Change from former ZBC employee. She wanted to join us. Boss, I told her I've got a guest tonight. Then she said, can I join you? I said, the problem is she is from the police force, a paramilitary wing. What we are discussing mostly is about things that are hidden, things that people never knew who happens in Zimbabwe. And she has exposed a lot of what happens in the Zimbabwe police force. So probably she might come and join us because one last question. Can you tell us about yourself, what you are doing right now in the UK in regard to human rights defending? What are you doing right now in regard to human rights? Not your profession, not whatever, wherever you work. We don't want that. We want to know your activities. Because sometimes Panama activities, like what you have said now, you have become the government target. So what are other activities you are doing right now for the benefit of Zimbabwe people, the citizens, the population, those in Zimbabwe and in the UK?
I won't say much because you have already said that. Okay. You see what we were doing about Blessed Mhlanga's case. So that's the answer to everyone who wants to know. That's what I can say. I won't say much because whatever we're doing about Blessed Mhlanga, that's the other thing we do as human rights activists. You know, we want to stand for our country. We want people to have their rights. We want people to have like freedom of expression, freedom to speak. You know, without fear. We're not feeling like, oh, today I might be abducted and tortured just because I say this. You know, other people in other countries. Have you seen other people how they talk? Well, like even if they want to raise a point, it's like, oh, our president did this, our president did that. But in Zimbabwe, if you say that, you're now a threat, you know. That's something that people will be like, oh, you're now a threat. You can't say that. How can you talk about your president or this and that? So who's supposed to talk about him? If your people can't talk about you, your people can't raise their voices, your people can't say we need this as a country, you know. No one is hearing all the voices of people. So can we be the voice of the voiceless? Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can say. We want to be
That's
the
the
voice of
passion.
the
Yeah,
voiceless.
that's the passion in you. So,
Yeah, because
so,
people won't be able to say anything. To say the truth, people won't be able to say anything. Even if
so you,
people might be saying, oh, you're always shouting on social media. There's power in social media. If there's no power in social media, people are not going to stay at home when Keza say there's a match.
so back in Zimbabwe, did you have this passion to say, look, once I get an opportunity, I will explode to the world? You have exploded. You have exploded.
Yeah, no, I think being a mother will change you. You know, when you are not a mother, maybe you will not understand. But maybe when you are being a mother, will be like, you'll be like looking for the future of your kids. You know, you need the right things for them. Yeah, I want to do right as a parent. You know, so if that's what our president has to do. He has to do right as a leader, but no, he's a dictator instead. He
He
was supposed
said,
to do the right thing. So we're trying to do the right thing here.
oh, thank you
We
so
need
much.
to be heard. We need to be heard. If like you know, we wish you can like one day you'll be like, no, I need one person to say something in the parliament. I need someone. Even if you feel like that person is a threat, he might come and kill me. No, we have your security there. Like check the person, is he armed or what? So people say something, but no, we are not allowed to say anything in Zimbabwe. If you say anything, yeah.
But pane question I'm now pinned. There's one question you did not
Aiwa,
answer. No, no, no,
nothing.
no. You did not answer that question. People ask, they're keeping asking me the same question. When are we going to see her again here? That's the same question.
Ndataura wani ngati muda titaure dzebhora here ndo yanchimhanya kozi kana pane mafenzi asina ndinobhuya uzose.
Boss, they want to, I think you're going to be a regular visitor here.
I'll
Boss,
come, don't worry. If you do your live, if you can go not to live as long I'm not doing anything, I'll just join. Even if you are not talking, just to come and join. Ndichivere ngo wangu makomenzi evanhu ndichingosekawo ndakatandara kuziya.
and also, please, keep me informed about your whereabouts. Because now I'm now interested to know where you live and so forth, so that I'll keep an eye on you as well. You know, with I know I've put your life on the firing line. I've jeopardized your life in the UK, but I think I need to always know where exactly you are, what you are doing for your security and safety as well. If anything you suspect is not right, just quickly give me a call or ring the police or the nearest person who can be where you are in an instant, because you are a woman. I've never seen, we've got lots of retired, sacked police officers and so forth. They cannot open their mouth to speak whatever they saw or learned during their time in the force. But you have come open, which is something to me. You have shown bravery. I think I'm the only prison officer on social media who has done it, who has opened his mouth talking about the experience in the police prisons everywhere, in the CIOs, what I saw during my time of service. I'm the only one, not even one retired police prison officer even said anything about what they learned or what they saw in Chukurubi. But I I said, if we don't do it, if I don't do it, who is going to do it?
Yeah.
And can we
Someone has to voice up. Someone has to.
Yes. But we can't die with these secrets. People need to know. I know I'm not supposed to say it by the oath, but I have to let the world know. The people need to know what happens behind bars. You understand? So let me not take your time. Was Indo Tauris. I boo, 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 boo. So let me say good night whilst I wind up whatever we have discussed. Then probably I might invite you anytime. Boss, tomorrow I'm free, but I will be doing something else. If it happens that I'm live, because I need to bring this lad from ZBC. I'm touching all the corners. We've got a lad from ZBC who was a journalist, who I think you matched together with.
Yeah, you said
Josephine Jenje. Yes, I requested to join me. Probably you might come in to join as well. We can have 3 people tomorrow so that we discuss, especially the human rights parts. This is where I am concerned. Zimbabweans are suffering. So we need it highlighted to the world so that action can be taken against Zimbabwe government. Let me say good night, former Constable Soko. Good night. Enjoy your night.
Yeah, you've cut my night short.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. Let me drop you now.
It's okay.
All right. I apologize. Let me see you. Yeah. Why is it? It's not allowing me to drop you.
Ah.
You were upside down. You were upside down. Let me see. Allow viewers to request to join. I think she's gone. Right, she's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is insightful. First of its kind in our country to hear such information from a former police officer. And I think I'm the only former prison officer who has taken it upon himself to let the world know what happened behind bars, what will happen, and so forth. Talking much about corruption in government, police brutality. Police brutality is something that you have learned today, which is the intentional use of excessive force using physical and psychological intimidation by police officers, which has been confirmed by none other than Romancia, Chiomba, Constable Soko. This usually takes place somewhere between the scene of the arrest and the station. I have even ventured into questions indirectly so that we learn what happens at the crime scene. She told you that they were even sent to arrest vendors and they were liaising with the vendors to try to protect the vendors. Bruno, she's married. She's a married woman. Saka, we must respect those boundaries, Bruno. No. Kana ndakuda simbi, ndinayo imwe simbi iri panapa. So she's like, what I'm just concerned about is her protection, her safety in the United Kingdom. This country, people say it's safe. It's not safe. I had my car smashed when I went to see Glasgow. When I came back, my car was smashed. And the mining, my Soko, and mining. So she has ventured. I've asked her indirectly questions about police brutality, and she told us everything that we never knew, from the scene of crime or scene of arrest and to the police station. You heard they're telling you that when you are arrested, when they want to deal with you, they just lock you in a room, then tell you to change clothes. When they come, they switch off the light, and the police officers, they will move into that room and blush on you. They will beat you like hell. then they walk out. Another police officer will come and switch the light on, and so you see you bleeding, wounds everywhere, and say, if you go to the court tomorrow, tell them you have been stung by hornets. As jokes and go wrong. I know, Bruno. I know. Don't worry. So this is what happens at the station. From their videos, you have seen guys where at the scene, police brutalizing politicians, brutalizing demonstrators. So police brutality is one of several forms of police misconduct, which includes forced arrest. You have heard it here from Constable Soko. We are talking about forced arrest. So I was asking these questions indirectly so that she comes out, she opens up to us, because this is something that she learned on the course of duty, which is not allowed to be said after you leave the force. And this already has put a life in danger. So she spoke about forced arrest. You'll be arrested. The police will plant evidence in your pocket. When you get to the police station, they say, let's frisk him. They search you and they find evidence in your pocket. Then you are charged for that. You cannot deny it. What's the evidence? You have never seen someone putting that evidence in your pocket, but you are searched and found with the mbanje, with the whatever, stolen phone or anything. Then you are charged for that and you are sent to prison for the crime that you never committed. Most of the people you find in Zimbabwe prisons, those are innocent people that did not commit crimes. So this is what we call forced arrest. She has told us how these prisoners or these people will be arrested on forced arrest, and how they are intimidated. Intimidation used by the police force. You have heard confessing here that even Mawindi child, they will be intimidated. Muna anzi ndakasvika kutukwa kunzi handinyorerwe docket nehure. Just imagine something like that. So you can tell political repressions. She has confirmed this, that most of members of parliament or ZANU-PF people give orders to police. So we don't know who is the boss now, whether Matamba is the boss or those in ZANU-PF or head office politicians are the bosses. But they give orders to the police to act on their behalf, arresting opposition, blazoning opposition, which we call political repression as well. She has even spoke about the surveillance abuse that people are being, the surveillance in our country that is done by the police, sexual abuse of even female police officers. She has said that. So next time when we bring her live on Facebook, when she agrees to come back again, we are going to focus on sexual abuse as well of police officers, recruits, and the female police officers in the police force, so that we understand what happens. Police corruption. She has told us about police corruption. Apana asina kuzvinzwa police corruption, police hanzi kunoitwa corruption inotyisa, yonzi unopuhwa mari obva hanzi ndakanzi nini otokupa $100 oregera munhu oenda bhosi akutuka kuti handingatorwe statement nehure. You understand? So corruption is rife in the police force, which is the core destruction of or the cancer of our or the demise of Zimbabwe Republic Police. So police officers in Zimbabwe are legally permitted to use force, which are the causes of police brutality. They are legally permitted to use force. This is a situation which is being abused by politicians coming to give dispose mbuzi kuzena munosunga. And when they go to the scene, vanenge vane list revanhu vavo vavanenge vachitsvaga. Vamwe munozongosungwa muchiregerwa until their list is full. Masungwa imimi, because they've been instructed by politicians, not by the dispo. That means when they are like dealing with the disorderliness or elements that cause disorder in a country, in some cases the police believe that they are above the law. This is what I was asking her. Have you ever abused anyone yourself? Have you ever slapped anyone yourself? Because Kudara, there were these white policemen who were called Majoni. Vairuambama dzaitaura vaitokaruambama murume akaita seni waigara pasi unozorora. So I was asking that because in some cases the police in our country, it feels that they are above the law. Avasungwe ivo avaita say they brutalize you because they don't get arrested, they don't get accountable, they are not accountable to anyone for their brutality. So you have seen that most decisions are given to the most decisions are made by politicians, not by police, to say go and do this, go and arrest that, go and do that. It's because of corruption in our country. So some members of the public may in fact perceive the use of force by police as excessive, just like me and you. When we look at the use of the force in Zimbabwe, it's excessive. You saw how people were brutalized. I think I should have brought those videos so that people can see how Zimbabweans are brutalized by our forces, police force. Someone was asking, where do these human rights come from? Doesn't concern for human rights affect police work? And so quite a lot of things. But remember, there is a UN declaration article, the UN declaration article 6 to 10. That article is where our human rights comes from. And we need to be protected. If we don't get protected, even in constitution medu mune bill of rights irimo rinobva human rights isusu. So if there are no rights, ladies and gentlemen, as I have stated earlier on, that this erodes public confidence. The behavior of our police erodes public confidence. It hampers effective prosecution even in court of those who are arrested. And it isolates police from community. I don't like police officers. If I go to Zimbabwe, this idiot. So at the end, they are like isolated from us as the community. So if you look at the police conduct, it results in the guilt avoiding sentences. Those who are criminals, they won't be arrested because they've got money, they use corruption and so forth. So you find the innocent being punished. Those opposition members who are bludgeoned, beaten by ZRP supporters, when they go to report to the police yesterday, I said it, they will be locked up. Once they are locked up, they are punished. But those who perpetrators, ZRP perpetrators, will never be punished. So this is the effects of what the police do, the behavior of our police in our country. Most of it is it exacerbates or it causes civil unrest. If Zimbabweans were people like one Arab Springs, Arab Springs, avambomira zvakadaro. You remember when we talked about Arab Spring the other time, we were talking about what caused it. Because the causes of the Arab Spring were human rights violations. This is what caused what happened in the Arab Spring. There was economic decline. If you look at Zimbabwe, we've got human rights violations, we've got economic decline, but surprisingly, we are still quiet. We are not doing anything to better that. There is extreme poverty in our country. That caused the Arab Spring in the Arab countries. Kunana Tunisia, kunana Yemen, kunana Algeria, Algiers, kunana Mbora, kunana Libya, kunana Egypt. Arab Spring, because there were human rights violations there. There was economic decline there. There was extreme poverty there. There was a high rate of unemployment there. A new generation, there's a generation we have of children who never worked. The majority of them don't even know that they've got pay slips. They don't even know it. Most of them are educated youth who are supposed to be driving expensive cars, managing production in our country, but they are not employed. They are not employed, despite them being a determinant force of change. That those people must now be uprising. That is exactly what caused the uprising in the Arab Spring. So there is also this globalization, which globalization the world. You know, sometimes I wonder, ndopaunozonzwa kuti madegree enyama akaita kunana University of Zimbabwe. You wonder kuti kufunga kwakadaro kunobva kupi. Ponela is writing on his Facebook page kuti hanzi the whole world is concerned about Africa's natural resources, whilst Africans, they are concerned about going to heaven. Ponela doesn't know that if you come to England here, every corner in England there is a church. But now for them to build England like this, they used to pray a lot. My European countries, if you go to Rome, Kunema oldest church than any industry in Rome. It's because these people, they were very concerned about going to heaven. And that fear of God made them develop their countries. So Ponela does not understand that. If you come to the UK, after my church, I will go one day when I live in River Church in Town, Stockton. It's a very, very old church. But Mabawa Manyoan. So these people were concerned, they feared God. They were concerned about going to heaven than drinking beer. Now they have better relationship with God. This is why they drink. UK aubvumirwa boots azviite kana yabvaruka kana mbinhu unotenga imwe upfeka ipapo. You understand? So this is about globalization, which brought this Western culture to other countries. Western culture in our country, I think Zimbabwe develop like zvawakaita kunana Britain. Britain havasina nzvimbo dzekuvaka, vakutoputsa vachiisa nice buildings, vachiputsa because havasina pekuvaka, vakavaka nyika yese vakapedza. You understand? So you find that what caused the Arab Spring is the concentration of wealth in the hands of a selected few. What you are seeing in Zimbabwe, Chivayo, I'm not taking 2025 Range Rover or 250,000 over kuna job praiser. Oh, ukaenda kuchipatara hakuna kana mishonga, hakuna kana mbedha, hakuna kana magumbeza, hakuna kana chi. Ukabvunza president hanzi I don't know Chivayo. Ari philanthropist work yake yaari kuita. But unomona Chivayo ari pamotorcade, president wachati havamuzivi. So you will find that the wealth of Zimbabwe is concentrated in the hands of a selected few. This caused the Arab Spring. This caused the Arab Spring. So you will find that as social media activists, isusu pachedu, ma keyboard warriors, keyboard warriors. Yes, we are keyboard warriors. But if you look at what caused the Arab Spring is social media, which takes the movement worldwide. Right now, I'm being watched by 20 people who are worldwide. So what were the effects? Corrupt leaders in the government of several countries have been removed by the Arab by force. They've been removed by force. Go to Libya. Gaddafi was removed by force. Go to Saddam was removed by force. Go to Sudan, al-Bashir were removed by force. Those were the effects of the Arab Spring. And social changes which are there, which are happening now. My monetary compensation which are happening now. Liquidation of my farms. Women now are getting right to vote in other Arab states, which were never allowed. So, what we are doing, what this lady was saying, she was talking about things that happens in the police force, things that she has seen in the police force, things that she feels should be corrected, wrong things. My syllabuses are wrong. A police head, you understand? So, ladies and gentlemen, ndingataura. Let me just sum up some of the things we talk. We were discussing about the efforts, what efforts should be made to improve the capacity of our police, to improve, to give, to increase or improve the confidence, public confidence with our ZRP. We talked a lot about the training which should be intensified rather than kupuwa training yekunzi kana wabva ipapo chanda hamunhu vanotanga kusunga ndicharova zvekurova zviya zviya. We should intensify the police training in Zimbabwe in a scientific and technical investigation. And so an update regarding Gaza revolution. I'll come tomorrow at NTQD. How are you, my Tate? I tried to give you a call yesterday. I wanted to talk to you desperately, but the guys were not mangamarara. And it more. So if you see what Constable Soko was doing, he was giving emphasis to the public and the police relation. Could teach the public and the police relation to be sour and bitter. Manzwa Constable Soko Soko wachitaura panapa. Ways she tried to show us that there are certain ways and means that can be adopted to improve the efficiency of the police in Zimbabwe in regard to human rights. Our police, I don't possession my human rights at all. I was asking about right to lawyer, right to doctor, as this was Zimbabwe Republic Police. That will never happen in our country. So what is needed, ladies and gentlemen, is probably a friendly communication between our police and the common men in the streets in Zimbabwe. Could one once we say could teach the police the police officers have lots of legal powers to control the human rights violations. They've got legal powers. They can even stop that. And so it is their responsibility to protect human rights without succumbing to any kind of like political pressure that yamanzo angeshtaurwa na Soko here. Kana the pressure inobva kumedia, kana the pressure inobva public, kana the pressure inobva kuma politicians. They can do a lot of things. Our police can do a lot of things. Our police is a problem. Our police is a problem because the criticism that the people who talk about human rights do not understand the problems of the police, that is wrong. We really understand the problems of the police. But because our police is wrong, there is a political interference from the top. Those are Neta policies, Babu. This political interference from the top in the functioning of the police, which people do not realize. I know you don't realize this until Constable Soko came here, Soko, to tell us that there is a lot of political interference from the top, from ZANU-PF people in the functioning of the police, which has jeopardized the relationship of police and the public, which you guys never realized until you are told. We look at the media, it should also play its role. Media should also play its role here by highlighting and appreciating good investigation work by our police or done by police, and not point out only the loopholes of the police functioning. Pane zvakawanda zvinogurwa nemapurisa, but problem yedu ndeyekuti our media kana kungoita munhu anocriticize mapurisa kuti itai zvakati, that person will be locked indefinitely, like what Blessed Mhlanga did. Mapurisa obva varasa makey vakanga takavharira Blessed Mhlanga. So you have seen even everything that we have spoken about on this platform. It stresses to the powers given to the police commissioner. The police commissioner basa ravo nderei kana tasvika pane zvakadaro. Saka, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste your time. The roles of police is to protect my human rights. Ipapapo, we don't mean. This is why you see Constable Romancia Soko talking a lot about human rights. She's in the UK now. She feels it is the right time. Since she landed in this country, she has engaged in human rights protection, because this is where she saw a lot in the police force. She saw a lot of human rights abuses, and she takes it upon herself to say, I need to talk about it. I need to participate. I need to ensure that the people of Zimbabwe's rights are observed by Zimbabwe Republic Police. So to contribute, this, she did it to contribute to the liberty, equality, and the fraternity in human rights. This is why she's participating in our programs to help and reconcile freedom with the security to uphold the rule of law. This is her passionate. You heard her saying this, that she wants to help and to reconcile security and uphold the rule of law, for Zimbabwe police to uphold the rule of law. This is her passionate. This is what she wants Zimbabwe to be like, to uphold and protect human rights of the citizens of a country, not only of ZANU-PF supporters. This is her passion. This is why she's speaking. This is why she put her life on the front line. Problem. This is what I want to see Zimbabwe achieving, Zimbabwe police achieving, to build up faith of the people in their protection of human rights by the state. This is what she wants to see. This is the passion which is in her. She wants to see cases like a good example. She was talking about, someone highlighted to her about Itai Zamara. She spoke about it. She said she wants to see, she wants to know, she wants to see this investigation, detection, and prevention of these disappearances. She said in Zimbabwe it's easy for you to disappear. You hear it from the horse's mouth. This lady is not an ordinary lady. She was a police officer, a constable in Zimbabwe Republic Police. So she was talking about people disappearing in the country without trace, no investigation done by police, nothing done to detect and prevent those disappearances. She spoke a lot about it. She also talked about dealing with the crisis, different crises in our country, different crises. She said our police force lacks understanding about human rights in true spirit. They lack understanding about human rights. She said that. She said a lot of things that I can spend the whole day trying to consolidate. So when the police are seen to respect, uphold, and defend human rights, when the police, I'm summarizing what this whole program was about, is when the police are seen to respect, uphold, and defend human rights, public confidence is built, and the community cooperation is fostered. This is what Constable Soko was saying. She said illegal prosecutions will be successful in courts. Right criminals, people who committed crimes, will be prosecuted, and those who are innocent will be exonerated. This is what Constable Soko was talking about. She spoke about police is seen as part of community. I even asked her that you came from the community. She said yes. So when police are part of the community, they perform a valuable social function. I asked her, do you, whilst you were in the police force, did you ever engage the people of Zimbabwe so that they understand how the police work? Next time, does not resist arrest. So she was talking also about the fair administration of justice, the consequences that we face under this political police force, and the confidence of the system. Could system in a confidence they say in our society? Do they respect their laws? Because Zimbabwe has got laws. Do the police respect the laws? But they expect the society to respect the law. But do they respect the law themselves? And Constable Soko said, no, our police does not respect the law that they are supposed to implement. And so, bribe, but no, so police are able to be closer to community, ladies and gentlemen, and therefore in position to prevent and solve crimes through proactive policing when the police are seen to respect, uphold, and defend human rights. Saka, today, I hope you learned a lot. Constable Soko came to contribute to make sure that you know how the police, our police resolve conflict resolution and complaints. Those chimchasara ichocho kuti vadzidze mapurisa edu kuti avakwanise kuita izvozvo kana vari so corrupt. So let me say good night to those who have been here. Those who did not manage to catch up with the Constable Soko, we might bring her again tomorrow. She is backed by public demand. Let me tell you how I met this lady. I went to attend a freedom march protesting the incarceration of Blessed Mhlanga in the UK, and also arranging to go and prevent or to go and stop Auxilia Mnangagwa addressing us in the United Kingdom until these human rights abuses are addressed. As a result, I said to her, congratulations, Constable Soko, your effort has been heard. Blessed Mhlanga has been freed on $500 US bail. So she's one of the people who joined the Zimbabwe restoration of human rights in the UK march for freedom of Blessed Mhlanga and for freedom of Zimbabwe. She marched 13 kilometers. I went to Blackburn last time where I marched 13 kilometers. It's not a joke. Guys, but this lady is very brave. She did it with others. Tomorrow, I'm going to bring a former journalist, Josephine Jenje, ZBC. I want you to hear this lady. She's probably more eloquent than me in use of this English language. So for tonight, good night.